Welcome to the Geeks Attic. We are live here on a Thursday night. We're going to judge some Star Wars books by the cover, and then later on we're going to talk about some other stuff. Guys, I've got a lot of guests tonight. Up first, we've got Chris from Star Raptor. Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, Matthew?
We're
It's
good.
been a while since
Yes,
I've been on this, so
yes,
it's been a long time coming. And what better way to jump in and talking about some crazy Star Wars book covers?
yeah.
Fun thing to do on a Thursday night.
Yeah, you're going to be here for just a short while, so we're going to introduce everybody else so we could get this going. So glad that you were able to make it tonight. Did not expect you to pop in, so that made my night. So
Oh yeah, had to, man. I couldn't decline the invite. This is too good.
Good. So up next here we have Noah from Quality Autism. Noah from Germany. How's it going?
Greetings.
How's the weather over there?
It's snowy.
Snowy.
Whoa.
Nice. Great. I wish it was snowy here. It's just a little rainy. Now we have Adam from Bryant VRM.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Going good.
Hello.
Glad you're able to make it here tonight too. We've got a full house. Yeah. And we have another guest who is also not supposed to be here tonight. Haven't seen him in a couple weeks on the stream. Jeremy from Stupid Chainsaw Productions.
Hello. It's a work in progress getting the streaming set up to actually look nice, but it's getting there.
Yeah. You got a new bookshelf back there in the back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Early Christmas present.
Yeah. Good. Well, I guess we could go ahead and jump into judging some Star Wars books. How about we do that? You guys want to start with a Star Wars expanded universe book? See, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the cover here, and I'll put up right here. We have Star Wars, the Mandalorian Armor. This is book one of the Bounty Hunter Wars. Can you guys see that pretty good?
I can see it.
Okay, so I don't know if I should go first or if somebody else would like to take the lead, and we can work around in a circle here. You want me to?
I'll go.
You want to go first? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then Adam, then Noah, Star Raptor, and then I'll give my little go.
It's one of those classic Bantam covers. Not the best Bantam cover, but I love this era of Star Wars when it came to the covers. It was just every one of them. It was like Photoshop, but at the same time they were like paintings. It's just I just find it a nostalgic era. This is when my parents would read Star Wars to me when I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I got into Star Wars.
That's cool. So, does this art do you like it? Is it?
Yeah,
we've
seen so many bad Star Wars covers, mainly that early 2000s era where it was just straight Photoshop.
Yeah.
This, to me, it's not, like I said, it's not the best of the Bantam era, but it's really still quality work.
Okay. So, Adam, what do you think of this art? Is it something that you would pick up off the shelf if you just saw it sitting there?
I've actually seen that on the shelf quite a few times. Like when I go into my local bookstore, I've seen it, and I do like the cover. I like the Vader kind of looming over everything in the background, and I do agree with Jeremy. I like the retro vibe that it gets, and where it could be Photoshop, but it's like touched up in a way, kind of like whenever you like a later in the EU where you get like an older Luke Skywalker where it looks kind of like Photoshop, but then you can see that they kind of age Mark Hamill away. Kind of like I get that vibe that it's like it's being that it had some small tweaking, but a little bit of Photoshop with it as well. But I like it. I do like it.
Yeah. Noah, how do you judge this cover?
Not much to add. I think Jeremy said it best. I would say this book, I would definitely pick it up based on the artwork, if I'm a fan of the bad guys.
Yeah.
Because this makes it pretty obvious who's going to be in focus of the story.
Yeah.
And it is an interesting thing with this new character that's only introduced in this book, being on the cover, which I like.
Okay. Yeah. No one's mentioned that character yet. So, Chris, looking at that cover, would you pick that book up and read it?
Yeah, I think I probably would, just based on the characters. As a huge Boba Fett fan, but also a huge fan of Dengar. I remember that was one of the earliest Hasbro action figures I had was that Dengar that I would literally bring that figure with me to like a when we went clothes shopping with my sister or getting new shoes or something. Like I would just be playing with the figure to keep me occupied. So I have a soft spot for Dengar. So anything related to bounty hunters at all, I was automatically on board with. I might have seen this as well around some places, but I think it's interesting how Darth Vader is such a looming presence. I don't know anything about this book. Like I haven't read a lot of EU, especially this kind of stuff. But it's interesting to see that Darth Vader is front and center there. Even his tie advance is there. And I have no idea who that female character is. But it's also neat seeing how the background is a different kind of color, I think, for a Star Wars book, that yellowish hue. So it's definitely interesting. Like I don't know if I've ever seen that pose from Boba Fett. I don't know if it's exactly pulled from a movie or anything. Like I think that's a different kind of pose he's in with the way that he's handling the weapon there. So it's pretty cool how they put a little bit more effort in actually, creating his look rather than just like copy and paste from like a certain trading card or something like that. So yeah, I would definitely pick it up, especially since it's book 1 of the Bounty Hunter War. So chances are I'm going to pick book 1 up rather than like, let's say book 3, having not read any of the other books. So
Yeah.
I think it's a good start.
Yeah. See, I like the cover as well. I think Vader definitely has just the way that he looks in this cover looks intimidating. He's obviously very large, overpowering, and he's going to be telling these guys what to do. I'm sure Dengar is fun. He just every time I see him on something, I have to giggle because a friend of mine back in the day used to get toilet paper, wrap it around his head, and he'd say, "I'm Dengar, and it's like, okay, you're not Dengar.
I was gonna say like this is making me think like since this is like with him at the bounty hunters like and he hires him for Empire Strikes Back. I wonder if this goes into detail about like why Vader goes to Boba Fett in Empire Strikes Back specifically. It says no disintegrations. Like I wonder if these
Yeah.
if these bounty hunter books like
explore that stuff even further. I mean, I would hope so. I don't know anything
That'd be
about it.
cool.
And like one of you guys mentioned the female character in the front. Yeah, my first thought went to Ghostbusters, a little bit like Gozer on the cover there. Just imagine Darth Vader saying, "Are you a god?" And she's like, "Yes, yes, actually." Yeah. But yeah, I think the story looks interesting. Like I would definitely pick this book up, thinking that this is going to be probably taking place either before or after the events of The Empire Strikes Back. Like this, maybe Vader's trying to get his list of bounty hunters that he's wanting to choose to go find the guys, or maybe they're fighting over this Han and Carbonite. Like maybe Boba Fett's on his way to deliver to Jabba the Hutt, and maybe there's just a war going on.
That actually happened in the Shadows of the Empire comics.
Oh, okay.
Which I read and recent, last 2 years, I picked that up, the trade paperback, and it's a great story. Him just in Slave One with Han, and there's just everybody's coming after him from Fro LM to the Gand, Zuckuss to IG-88 to Dengar to everybody's after him. It's great.
So, you guys that have read the book, what is it about?
Well, it's set in 2 timelines. One story is set shortly after A New Hope, and that's the Bounty Hunter Wars storyline. And the other part is set after Episode 6, when Boba is rescued by Dengar from the Sarlacc.
Really?
In my opinion, this trilogy brings up a lot of cool things. It's horribly boring. I can't finish it, and that's saying something because I have a lot of perseverance. There are some really fascinating things in here, and this is like the only trilogy I can think of that's focused as Boba Fett's the protagonist of it. And it goes into really weird Star Wars stuff that the Bantam era did, and I appreciate that. Like spider aliens are in this and stuff. I'm trying not to give too much away because there are some really interesting things, but me personally, I don't care for K.W. Jeter's style of writing in this. This is the only trilogy that Jeter wrote for Star Wars.
Yes, because I do really much like this trilogy, but Jeter writes a lot of internal dialogue monologues, and
Yeah.
that's not for everyone.
I can take it some of the time, but it happens far too frequently for my taste.
But I would still say the story itself is pretty good, and his character work and stuff.
Yes, and it does have an impact in the EU. In fact, writer Wynnum, for instance, actually starts setting this up in a throwaway children's series. With the Fets not really getting along with what would become of the guild. Because that's a whole thing, is Boba Fett finds it awful that there's a bounty hunter guild.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, let's move on to the next one, shall we?
I was gonna say though, I will probably have to pick that up next time I see it at the store.
Yeah, there's two more. This is the first.
The 3-in-1 hardcover from Sci-Fi Book Club is this cover specifically too.
Oh, okay.
Matthew, can I go next so you can finally
Okay.
see this
We still there?
Yep.
masterpiece?
Yeah,
it?
we're all here. Apparently, you're not though.
I'm
Oh
here.
no. Well, it
Is Matthew
had to
frozen?
happen to someone. It always happens every time. I thought it was going to be Adam again because he had a little glitch before we started.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
I think we've lost our host.
Uh-oh.
And what do we do now?
We can talk some covers, I guess. Why don't we start? Oh,
Oh, it's coming
no!
back.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Back on?
Yeah. Noah was wondering if he could show his next.
Yeah, this masterpiece.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Brace yourself. This is,
I'll probably blow your screen up here so we can see this.
just so you know, because it's a German copy, it's the Han Solo Adventures trilogy by Brian Daley.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And this cover,
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh, that is bland.
Ooh.
that's awful.
Ooh.
That's almost as bad as the new Dr. Afra audiobook that got translated into text. Do you know what I'm talking about, Matt?
Wait, hold on.
That looks like it should
Our
be
rapper
called.
just said that something was bad. This is the first time I've ever heard.
breaking news there.
I was gonna say that should be called like Han Solo Noir or something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. It does not look like anything that you'd want to pick up. I mean, it just doesn't scream Star Wars. I mean,
yeah, I know. It's just
obviously
like
the
half,
so lazy.
half of him is cut off. Like,
Yeah,
the heck's up with that?
in black
I mean,
and
I-
white, and
What's
everything
up with the
else
black
is red.
random rectangle behind him? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
no. Was the top of that paper black too? Or was it shadow that I saw?
Where?
The paper on the top. I guess okay, when you put the book down some, it looked like the paper was lined in black. Maybe that's just my screen. Yeah, that's a very horrible cover.
Oof.
Is that the only German copy of that?
Oh no, there are a couple more. They look better.
Okay.
But it's just awful.
Wow.
Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah, I wouldn't pick that one up. I'm sorry. Skip.
It kind of looks like it would start off. It was a dark and stormy night, you know.
Yeah,
Bland.
that is very bad.
Yeah.
While I do have Chris on here, I have a new canon novel that I thought we could judge too.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well, it's a YA novel, and because it's kind of a hot topic right now, here it is. Ahsoka.
Oh, we're about to talk about this character on the Legends
On your
podcast.
Legends podcast. So yeah,
Yeah.
obviously, guys, spoiler alert, I'm sure you've already heard, Ahsoka shows up in The Mandalorian, the Disney Plus show, which made a lot of people happy, and it also apparently enraged a lot of people. What's new in Star Wars, right? Everybody's mad about something. But we're going to talk about the cover of this book. And I guess I could start on this one. I think the cover's fine. I think that Ahsoka's gone through so many different art style changes, right? But like, who cares? It's just, we've got Rebels. It's just a different design of the show. Clone Wars, different style of artwork, whatever. We have the live action stuff, and here we have a book cover version of Ahsoka, which I think she looks intimidating on the cover there. The background looks pretty cool. It looks insane, like a lot of battles going on. It looks like a fine book cover. I don't really like the font so much of her name. I don't think that's very Star Warsy.
Yeah, it looks like. Sorry to butt in.
Oh, you're good.
Before I lose this thought,
Mhm.
it looks like one of the basic fonts on Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
Like oh, this is a sci-fi looking font.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the only real negative that I have with this cover. I mean, it looks like an A-wing in the background,
Yeah, it's definitely an A-wing.
which
Yeah.
is pretty awesome.
Would
So,
show up at the end of the book. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's been a while since I've read this book. The only thing that I do know about it is the little contradiction that's happened from the Clone Wars and this, with the way that she loses her lightsabers.
Mhm.
I think we've talked about this before. But anyway, that's other topics inside the
Yeah,
book.
I
We
could
talked
spend
about
a
it
while
bit.
talking about
Yeah.
that.
But the cover. Who wants to take it away? Who has to judge this cover?
Well, I'll jump off on this one. Just a real quick aside. I haven't seen this cover up close like this in a while, but having watched The Mandalorian that came out last week, this looks almost exactly like her from that. This looks like the closest thing to that, because her montrails, her leku, as if you would call them, are actually like around the same length that they were in the show, which is something I had a problem with, because I'm like, they're not long enough, because if you look at her at Rebels, they're twice as long. Whereas these look like they're actually...
Yeah, you're right. Good point.
These look like they're actually at the right proper length. But that aside, I think it's a pretty good cover, because you see up in front, Ahsoka, she's got the strong stance. She's got her 2 white lightsabers. So immediately, if you had no idea what the book is about, you're going to think to yourself, okay, how did she get those white lightsabers? Like, it's a really tempting kind of cover to make the reader guess, like, okay, she had blue and green lightsabers. How the heck did this happen? So that's in the story. It's always good having ships in the background, some kind of blasters, going off. So it definitely has that action vibe to it. And yeah, I mean, you pointed out the font. So now that that's visible, I'm like, yeah, they could have done a better job on that. But I think I definitely would pick this up if I've seen it and I'm a fan of Ahsoka or Rebels or Clone Wars, for sure.
Yeah. Noah, what are your thoughts on this cover?
I think overall it's fine. And like, until you mentioned it, I never realized these are battles and ships in the background. Like, that's what it's supposed to be. I didn't notice this before.
Yeah.
So I think the background is good. That's fine. Ahsoka itself, yes, but I have one problem, and that's more subjective, personal. I don't really like her face looking this realistic. And that's the same problem I have with her actress I saw in the Mandalorian show. Because,
Right.
I don't know, it just, to me, it doesn't translate well to live action. And this looks pretty much identical to her.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can see it could be a little jarring. Yeah, I mean, it's a character that's made for animation first, so
Yeah. And
there's
I
always
mean,
gonna be a little bit of a divide if it's not a human character, at least.
yeah, and I mean, if
Yeah.
I'm a kid and I pick this up, I would be like, I know Ahsoka from TCW and Rebels, and then this one is, this face isn't quite right compared to these two shows.
I can see that. Adam, what do you think?
I'm kind of on the same view as Noah. It looks fine. I mean, I do agree with you also. Like, she looks more intimidating in this book than she ever did in the Clone Wars show. And but I mean, I'm not sure if I would pick it up to read it. Like, if I would go out of my way to pick it up and read it. I mean, not necessarily because of the font or anything. It's just, Ahsoka's not like 100% my favorite character.
Right.
But I mean, but the cover itself is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's common knowledge, my opinion on the character of Ahsoka. I am putting that aside here.
I don't know what that means.
I'm not a huge fan of Ahsoka
Okay.
as a character, except for in Rebels. I liked her in Rebels. I love this cover. This is my favorite. To be different from Noah, this is my favorite look for Ahsoka. It to me it blends because I didn't even think of because I've not seen this season of Mandalorian. I think it's the perfect transition between her from season 5 of Clone Wars to season 2 of Rebels. Because at the time when I saw this on the shelves, and I think I picked it up at the time and read it, that was there was no season 7 Clone Wars that was even being talked about. I'm like, okay, we're going to get that in here. Like that's what I thought just by looking at the cover. Didn't even notice the A-wing. I knew there was a battle going on. I'm thinking like, oh, this is lost episodes of Clone Wars we're going to read.
I do agree with you, Jeremy. I liked her better in Rebels.
Yeah, she made a great like sort of Obi-Wan type character in that.
I honestly thought, like, I've always been against the character. I thought it took away from the relationship between Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi. But over the years, after watching the whole Clone Wars series and Rebels and Mandalorian, I'm not saying I like the character really, but like, she's grown on me.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed the part in The Mandalorian, honestly. I thought it was interesting. I don't like the fact that there are Jedi out and about whenever it's clearly there's only supposed to be just the one. Last of the Jedi, will you be? But, you know, ignorance, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, this
thing in the EU, though.
Yeah. Keep adding people. But this cover, you know, there's a little piece of it that kind of reminds me of Battlefront Twilight Company.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you know, the action stuff going on in the background. It's the same type of coloring.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Cool. It's like a painting. I really like it. A pretty cool cover. I think it.
Can I address this comment quick?
Yeah.
By Carlos Blanco? A lot of the Clone Wars characters don't really resemble their live action counterparts. Look at Dooku. I would say that's because they are stylized.
Yeah,
Dooku,
the same thing about Ginny Tartakovsky's Clone Wars.
Yes, because TCW based its look, its style on Tartakovsky's Clone Wars show, which that's a problem for me too, because that's for 2D animation and not like CGI animation.
And that sort of changed over time.
Yeah, but at first, like the TCW movie or the first few seasons.
Yeah, that was wonky. That was a wonky experimental technology.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though, with the Ahsoka book, if I did buy it, I probably wouldn't buy it for me. I'd probably buy it for my wife. She likes strong female characters, and like from that cover, like I think it was you that mentioned, Matthew. She does actually look very, mighty and everything, and I would probably buy it for her to read. So
yeah, she'd probably like it. She liked the Padme book, so I think she'd.
Oh, she liked Queen's Period.
Oh, here we go. All right, I'm waiting. How long are we in? We're about 24 minutes.
Yeah, no, I did not like that book either, man.
Yeah, that was a bad judge a book, yeah, by the time of the month. So you want to dive into another one? Anybody have time for another one?
Oh yeah, I have the perfect segue book for this.
Oh, okay.
And I'm pulling the whole cover off because this thing is so good. We mentioned a little Twilight Company.
Oh yeah.
Let me go blow you up there.
Alexander Freed.
Hang on.
oh jeez.
There you go.
But the whole thing wraps around here.
Yeah.
You know, I never really noticed
not
that.
This segment, so we're getting a whole thing going on.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I'm
like how they have
down
the
now.
defense cannon. They have the ion cannon on the left side there.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Very good artwork.
I can't do this with my mic. I apologize, everyone.
Hey, who is the jacket cover by? Does it have the artist written there on the back sleeve?
Let's take a look. See.
Very
Jacket illustration by Aaron McBride,
okay.
and the design was by Scott Beale.
Okay. I was just thinking because of the similarities between the Ahsoka. This is by Wojtek Fuss. I'm probably saying that wrong, but yeah, man, I really like the cover of Twilight Company.
There's a lot going on. It's very
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah, and it's very, to me, it almost looks like a video game type cover.
Well, because it's promoting a video game.
Right, which was a bummer because they didn't have a campaign, which I thought the story in Battlefront Twilight Company would have been an excellent campaign.
Yeah, really.
For a video game. And I thought they were going to do a series off of the, like Battlefront 2, which we got a Battlefront 2, but it was a different like time period, and
yeah, it had.
It didn't have like the same, like I thought we were going to go with a Rebel squad, Imperial squad, Rebel. Just keep going back and forth for a while until they would maybe eventually meet up and have like a big grand finale book where you're like, oh, I don't know which side I'm going to be rooting for here. I thought that would have been cool. But we're talking about covers. Yeah, I think that art is fantastic. It teases Star Wars. It screams Star Wars. All the laser blasters, the fighters. To get that big alien. I can't remember what they are. Basilisk, right?
Basilisk, yeah. The
Yeah.
forearm guys,
Yeah.
like Jester. Yep.
He looks awesome. So yeah, I definitely would be picking that book up if I didn't already have it.
Yeah, I love it. Because it just says like this is what it is. This is a Battlefront. Like that's the big thing of it. In fact, this was the second canon book I read.
It came out very early on in 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I read Lords of the Sith. Because none of them appealed up until Lords of the Sith.
Yeah, Paulus Kemp was great.
Yeah, and then like I may, you know what, when did Aftermath come out?
Oh,
That came out in that was like 2015 too.
Okay, I listened to Aftermath. I didn't read Aftermath, but I listened to it and was not a fan of Aftermath. And then I picked this one up and I'm like, okay, I dig this. This is really, really good. This cover, it fits the story. That's where I'll put that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I agree with you, Matthew. I like the video game vibe that you get from it because like it looks like Star Wars meets like Call of Duty or something like that. And
yeah, good point.
But yeah, I do agree. Like when you look at that cover, like this is like it like screams Star Wars. Just like there's like A-wings, X-wings, blasters everywhere. Like, I mean, it's an epic cover, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's like you're in the trenches, and it's a scene that people realize what it is if you look closely enough. Like, okay, there's snow, there's AT-ATs, there's snow speeders. This has got to be Battle of Hoth, but it's characters we haven't seen in a Battle of Hoth from a different perspective. So that can make it very interesting as well. Just seeing just a different point of view from the same battle we've seen over and over and over again.
Yeah, like a comment from Josh says, Star Wars stories from the grunt perspective.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, Scott mentioned that it's like it reminds him of the Bantam days, the wraparound covers.
Yeah.
I had one. I had a couple actually. One's a comic book though. These are recent ones I bought.
Oh.
Here's Illustrated Empire Strikes Back.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is a rare copy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like there's illustrations.
Got some Ralph McQuarrie out.
I was gonna say that's Ralph McQuarrie on the cover.
Let me find. Here's I think one of Vader's Star Destroyers.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah. Here we go. Here's Dagobah. I think that's Dagobah anyway.
Weird.
But yeah, I just found this. And I'm sorry.
Let's go ahead and show that cover again. Let's see that cover. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely Ralph McQuarrie. I could tell.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. I mean, to me, it's kind of boring, honestly. I mean, it's like, oh, this is a cool art picture, concept art, but it doesn't scream like I'm going to be an awesome book. But of course, it's like a novelization, so I mean, you can't always give novelizations the best looking art, I guess, and it's supposed to stand out from typical novelization because it's got illustrations.
Would it look better if the picture was like on the whole front
Full-
of the book instead of just this little.
I would think so. Yeah, you have to change up some of the colors and stuff clearly, but
Oh, you mean
Yeah.
like this take over?
Yeah,
yeah,
because there's blue up here and down there.
yeah,
But
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's-
yeah, yeah. I
If it
get
was
what
the
you're
whole
saying.
picture.
yeah. I would think. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I agree.
Too much blue.
But here's a comic book, and this is the only last one I have. So it's Return of the Jedi.
Oh, we got the Royal Guards
Yeah,
and
it's like one of the originals.
Moff Jerjerrod. I don't know. I think the way the Vader's holding the lightsaber is just weird. Like, why is he holding it like a blaster? It looks like he's holding a
Yeah.
blaster, firing it.
Yeah,
As I recall, issue 1 has Luke holding his lightsaber in a similar position.
It's like, what? Why is he holding it up so high? Like, that does not seem practical.
It was like a
Like-
joke that we did back in the day. It's like a lightsaber. It's like his batteries ran out. He just twisting the batteries back in. Then it turns on automatically. He's like, oh.
I like that in the up here. He's like holding it like this.
Yeah, that's from a previous Marvel Star Wars issue.
Oh.
That's from one of the Empire Strikes Back issues.
Okay.
This is like back when. Okay, Vader has red eyes in canon, right? Because like I think in Rogue One, I think he had red eyes. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, they were slightly red tinted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
definitely.
was the thing with all the Marvel comics.
Was that a
they really?
Was that like the Marvel mainline? Like,
Yes.
what issue is that?
So what they did with
There you go.
A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back,
Hmm.
they were part of the main numbers. Return of the
Number
Jedi did a 4-issue mini.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's only a number. Okay.
Number 2.
Mhm.
Well, go ahead. Adam, did you say something?
Oh no, I was gonna say like that's all new Star Wars I got.
Okay. Are we still good on time with you, Chris? Or do you need to head out? Or
Yeah, I could sit for one more.
all right, I got one here that I'm ready to show you guys.
Okay.
Let me share it up here. Labyrinth of Evil.
Oh
that's
yeah.
sweet.
I mean, this cover. I mean, I think it looks neat. We got Grievous, who his mask really looks, from this art, like bone. I don't know if that's what it always looks like up close, but it looks creepy. I don't know what's going on with Anakin's eyes. They're a little bit too red, like he's all teared up there. But I mean, it looks like this book's going to be a lot of chasing back and forth between Grievous and Anakin.
Anakin must have sand in his eyes.
It's probably what he's going to try it out. Grievous just has the Visine, and he's running from him, and he needs to get it. But is that something new too on Grievous's mask there, where he's got these like little microphone-looking things sticking down?
Yeah, I don't notice them before.
I haven't either. But to me, the art's not the best. The characters look cool. Anakin looks a little teary-eyed, and Grievous very scary looking. And I don't know what that is in the background. It looks like a warehouse with a spooky tree in front of it. I don't know. I'm having a hard time seeing what that is, but
It's Coruscant.
is it?
Like yeah.
I can
they're
see a
in the-
spire. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the warehouse district from the end of Attack of the Clones.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Oh, I can see how you thought that was a tree.
It's like a pine tree type thing with like an old spooky warehouse back there. But yeah, I'm not too impressed with the art. I do like the strange kind of strokes, though, the paintbrush strokes that are on there. But the copy that I have all in front of me has a big sticker that's printed on there that says the must-read prequel to Star Wars Episode 3.
Yes, because
So-
it was marketed as that. It is definitely a lead-in book.
That's cool. I mean, it's good that they put that on there because that's going to get more people to buy it. You know, I think if there's that marketing on there, I don't know if this came out before Revenge of the Sith or afterwards, but
It did right before
Really?
the novel for Revenge of the Sith came out.
On the
oh,
back, we have Kenobi.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys can see that or not up there.
oh yeah, I can see that. Yep.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Yeah,
So-
this was back when in the prequel era they would release the novels before the movie came out.
Good times.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, I think the artwork looks pretty decent. I like the look on Anakin, his expression, because it looks like he's being tortured, like he's got this tortured mentality, like he's not sure, which falls right in line with Anakin. So I mean, having watched Attack of the Clones, you know that he's going on a dark path, obviously, and you're wondering, you see this, like what is he up to? What's he doing? Why is he looking like he's kind of scared but also not sure?
Yeah. I don't know.
So
I do
gotta
like
say-
the cut. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so I gotta say, this is probably my favorite of the Clone Wars book covers, because many of them, because they were the Photoshop covers and they didn't
Yep.
age well, and some of them didn't look good to begin with. But this
Yeah.
one, I like very much. I like how Anakin looks. I like these. What did you call it, Matthew? Brush strokes.
Yeah, the
on
brush
their
strokes.
face?
Yeah.
Gives it a sort of painted look. It doesn't look too much like cheap Photoshop, like some of the other ones do.
It doesn't look like Yoda Dark Rendezvous.
Yes.
That's the one that immediately came to mind. Which I think we've already shown on a previous episode.
Yeah, I think we did that. Same with like Approaching Storm. They just have a goofy look to them.
Or Cestus Deception.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I
do-
also like the colors and everything. The red
Yeah.
and Grievous, of course, looking intimidating.
Yeah, I agree.
I would be coming into this, I'm thinking of when this first came out, being at the time I was reading the Republic comics and knowing all of the horrors that Anakin has gone through
Oh.
already, and wondering, because this is the first novel in a while that dealt with Anakin. They sort of left him alone in the novels in the initial Clone Wars multimedia project. The only one I can think of is Jedi Trial, which is sort of right before he gets knighted, or right after. I can't remember.
Before,
Which is also different now because of Filoni's Clone Wars bumped the timeline around a little bit. But before this, the main novels that come to mind are Shatterpoint, which is a Mace Windu novel, Yoda Dark Rendezvous, which is a Yoda novel, which I think came out after this, or in the same year. I'm not sure. And Cestus Deception, which is an Obi-Wan Kit Fisto novel. It's the only one that is a Kit Fisto any story.
Well, this story, for the guys that have read it, what's the deal with the microphone things? Is that just early concept art that the artist got a hold of? And
Yeah, I think Grievous in some of the comics also has that. Grievous was a new character. He doesn't show up in the Republic comics at all. He showed up in a mini series called Revelations, and he's horrifying in that. Then he had his own mini series called General Grievous, where literally almost every character that you care about dies.
well, guys, you know what? Here's the silly part. That stuff that we're looking at right there with the microphone, which looks to me like someone on stage has a little microphone that's in real tiny thin thing. It's in the film.
I've never paid
Really?
that much
I'm looking
attention
at images
to it.
from Revenge of the Sith, and it's there.
I was about to say, because there's an episode in season 1 of the Clone Wars where Grievous has a hideout, and he has like multiple replacement parts.
Yes.
So I'm also thinking like, oh, maybe this was like one of his prior versions, and like he had another faceplate that got put on that didn't have that.
Wow.
I'm
Season
trying
four,
to think
so much,
of.
like, pay attention there.
This is it does a couple things. It is to explain where Anakin and Obi-Wan are prior to going to the Battle of Coruscant. It's to lead up into the Battle of Coruscant.
That business on Kid and Moidia.
Origin, kind of.
That's funny.
But it also has some awful contradictions in it with Gingy Tartakovsky's show.
that's not really Lucino's fault.
No, it is a big people didn't. Gingy Tartakovsky's people didn't talk to Filoni, not Filoni, Lucino.
Lucino? Wasn't it like Lucino wrote like a first draft of the story and the battle at the end, and that's what Tartakovsky's people based it on, the episodes?
Yeah,
then he
because like
rewrote it, and it was a little bit different.
yeah, different Jedi are with Palpatine. The Royal Guards are with him in the book, which is different from the show. I'm trying to remember the show. I've read this more recently than I've seen the end of Tartakovsky's Clone Wars. The whole thing with Anakin rescuing those aliens is not in the book. Dooku basically sets the trap, and like that's what the book is sort of about. And
It
like,
does mention the events, like the planet they are on.
does it?
Yeah, at the very end.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it's just a quick mention.
Probably. I mean, it's James Lucino, and I know he puts a lot of detail in, and you don't always see it in first read. That dude knows his EU. He knows his new canon too, and it's insane. It's like he reads everything 5 times before he writes something. Like I think of his New Jedi Order stuff, where he's just pulling stuff from like every Bantam book that was ever written.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
that's
he even
amazing.
said he read all of them in preparation for New Jedi Order.
Wow.
Or
And you get like really little stuff, like background characters from the Black Fleet Crisis trilogy show up again in his books in New Jedi Order, and it's like, wow.
or Darth Plagueis, which I think is his best book.
Oh yeah.
References a video game. He references, oh gosh, every comic that was like out at the time in the prequel era before Phantom Menace. It's all talked about. All but one novel pre-Phantom Menace is referenced because it wasn't written yet, which is why it's not in there. The Tales of the Jedi Old Republic stories are talked about. Knights of the Old Republic is brought in. Star Wars Bounty Hunter. The Kamari Vosa and the Bando Gora are talked about in it.
That is a freaking deep cut if I've ever heard one.
Oh yeah,
gosh.
you just read it and then you read it again and
Oh
you just get more
my
out of it.
I need to know more about the Bando Gora on Jango Fett, man. Come on, give me a canon story about that.
Yeah.
But you know, the thing with Labyrinth of Evil, what I find interesting, Lucino was just told write a prequel to Revenge of the Sith, and he wasn't really sure what to put in, and then he saw someone read like The Hunt for Red October in the bus, and he was like, yeah, you know what? That's gonna be my plot, The Hunt for Sidious, leading up to Revenge of the Sith.
Oh yeah, because it kicks off. They find the little like pedestal thing that Palpatine's holograms in Phantom Menace.
Oh yeah.
That's what starts that. Okay, they're on Cato Nemoidia to tie in that that the business on Cato Nemoidia.
Oh, they actually put that in there. Oh, crap. Wow, nice.
That happens in this.
That's great.
I was gonna say though, I would buy it based on that cover because I do like it. Like you said, Grievous looks really intimidating, and probably the winning factor is that it was written by Lucino, and I do like Lucino, so I'd definitely read that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I have one more that was requested actually for this, and I almost forgot until we started going on about James Lucino. Chris, do you have one time for one more? This is a new canon.
All right, I'll say for one more.
And I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, here it is. Star Wars Catalyst, a Rogue One story novel. This is the prequel novel to Rogue One. I think the cover is awesome. I like the bright green, little, it's real subtle there in the middle. The cover, though, like on the actual book, I believe it's actually kind of shiny, like the Death Star. The gray parts are actually reflective. But one of my favorite characters in here that I would love to see more of is Haz Obit. I mentioned that before.
Yeah. Haz Obit.
We mentioned that before. I think the last time, Chris, when you were on the channel.
Yeah,
yeah,
we did.
like a
Oh,
type of guy, right? He was a
Fruit
smart
face kind of guy.
yeah. And I want more Has Open. But yeah, I love this cover. I think it's really cool. The Catalyst is about the building of the Death Star, so I don't think you could have gone with a better cover for Star Wars Catalyst.
Yeah, it tells you exactly what the story is about, which is what you want your cover is about. Like, yes, like there is no main character per se, other than the Death Star. I mean, obviously, Galen Erso and Orson Krennic are huge proponents of this story, as they are in the movie, as they are in the book here. But I didn't pick up on the bright green catalyst. Like I have the hardcover version. I'm gonna have to take a look at
Yeah,
that
it's kind of
and
like a
compare.
neon green on there.
Yeah, interesting. But I think the font works really well too for the book.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
can I be the disagreeing opinion right now?
Well, hold on. Let's get to Noah. He's holding something up. I want to show him.
Yeah, what was he?
As a comparison,
Okay. Yeah,
the Legends equivalent
Oh,
Death Star.
by
And
Michael Reeves and
that's the
Steve Perry.
second Death Star, correct?
No, that's the first.
That's the
Oh, that's
first
the
one
first.
because that's
Oh.
about the construction of it.
Oh, wait. What? I don't even know where I have that thing on. I might have that in the wrong place then.
Yeah.
Maybe.
well, you have it in chronological order.
I thought I put them all together on like a Legends banner
Nice.
book for the expanded universe, and that's
I mean, so do I over here.
that's the way to do it. Is to get a Legends banner book and then put them in order with that timeline. But I guess there are some things that were wrong in that printing. But
Yeah. Well, think of it this way, Matthew. It's not necessarily wrong. It timeline kind of comes down to personal preference. For instance, when you're in, and it happens the same way in the new canon, because I have this thing, because technically, this novel happens before Revenge of the Sith,
Mm-hmm.
after Revenge of the Sith,
Yeah, it's
and
all
then
over.
further into the timeline with all of like I think Thrawn happens during this time. Well, Thrawn definitely happens during this time.
Mm-hmm.
A New Dawn happens. Lords of the Sith happens. Ahsoka happens. But I've still put this first after Revenge of the Sith because I think it's a great great step out of a fantastic movie into a fantastic novel. And also, the Death Star is like a big deal in both canons. Like, I mean, it's a super weapon that can destroy a planet.
right.
But I know some people that will put this before reading Rogue One, and I don't agree with that. That's up to personal.
Really?
Yeah. I made sure I definitely had to read it before the movie came out.
Oh yeah, it helps so much. Like
Mhm.
that
You know-
first viewing, like knowing so much more about Galen Erso and the relationship with his wife, and then how Orson Krennic was related as much more of a friend, which you don't get too much in the movie. So definitely enhanced it.
Yeah, see, I would definitely like to reread this one, like, and follow it up immediately with the novelization of Rogue One, because I thought the novelization of Rogue One was better than the film. Of course, we don't get all the sweet visuals, but I thought that the story was written out better in book form.
I want to call this out before I forget about it, but I just realized that you can actually see how tiny a Star Destroyer is in like the focusing lens of the Death Star. And that to me is so cool, seeing
Yeah,
the scale of how large
Oh,
the
yeah.
Death Star is.
yeah,
The thing is tiny.
yeah.
So, no disrespect to the story or to the book, but I think I liked Noah's Legends equivalent better.
Oh yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I just. I don't know. It looked like more work went into that, and I guess I appreciate that. Where with Catalyst, it's just a picture of a Death Star.
I was going to second that. Although I will say I like the size of James Luceno's name on it, because James Luceno is a big name in Star Wars.
Yeah, I agree.
He's not Timothy Zahn.
No, he's better.
I would agree with that too. I just think his details better in a lot of things. He's second to none. Actually, that's not true. We got Matthew Stover too. The two of them just know their Star Wars.
Yeah, that's good.
But I would agree with the cover. Like it's fine. It's pretty simple, It tells
Yeah.
you exactly what this book is about.
Hmm.
Like, I think it's nice. Like,
Yeah.
I see this in a bookshop or something, and I'm like, you know what? A novel about the Death Star. Yeah, sure, I pick it up. But
Yeah.
not really like a fantastic artwork or anything.
Right. Yeah. I can agree with that. I mean, I do like what Chris said. Look how tiny those Star Destroyers are. And you got one right there, and you got another little one right
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah, and like an X-wing is like, not even.
Yeah, just microscopic compared to that. If it was
Yeah,
on,
just
what, you don't
make
see all those little X-wings right there?
no.
I'm just kidding.
If it was
You wouldn't be able
a raw file, we could
He got
expand
me.
it out and find it.
It'd be fun. I need to Photoshop that in. But I do like the rugged looking text, like font. It's all scratched up. You get the little like the one, the N right there. See the little foot right there. It's not up there. It just kind of looks worn. You know what I mean?
Ah, yeah. Good point.
So yeah, I enjoyed that book. I liked it.
Definitely up there
Yeah.
in my top 10 canon books, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was actually that. I guess that does it for the book judgment for the Star Wars stuff. So hope everybody had
Really,
fun with
because
that.
I might have something
Um,
else.
Something else, yeah. We can get to that here in just a little bit. I know, Chris, you were talking about having to head out earlier. I know you're on a later time.
Yeah, I'm on
Yeah.
the East Coast here, so
Yeah, but,
had
yeah, I
a
want
lot of
everybody to-
activity today, so
Oh yeah,
I would love to stay, but I don't know if I'll make it.
I understand. And everybody needs to go over to Star Raptor's channel, subscribe over there if you haven't already. He's got Facebook. He's on Facebook. He's got an Instagram, Twitter. His Instagram right now, he's sharing photos of a little advent calendar with Star Wars Legos. And I guess was it today that you did the little Lars homestead?
Yeah, I really get a kick out of these things. I didn't do it last year, but every year they have a brand new set, Lego Advent Calendar. Every day of December, you get to open up one of the trap doors in the cardboard box, and it gives you a real simple instructions on the inside of the flap on how to put these things together. So it could be anything from like a ship, like my first one was an A-wing, to yesterday was Poe Dameron with a sweater that has BB-8 on it. And he came with a little mug and a blaster, so that was really cool. And today they had the Lars homestead, and I don't usually buy Legos really ever, but in this case I buy these because they're fun and they're simple to create, put together. But leave it to me where I already lose a piece of the damn thing because I'm putting it together and I'm trying to snap on like the one of the sloped Legos which are slippery, and I just like put it on the wrong way, too much pressure, and the thing went flying into the garbage can. I was like, oh, that's gone. So in the picture I have it angled so you can't tell that it's like missing one of the pieces. But yeah, that's me and Legos. Leave it to me. That's why I'll never buy like a $350 Razor Crest or whatever, because I know I'm probably gonna miss one of the pieces.
Yeah. Adam, he's actually working on the '89 Batmobile right now.
Really?
He sent little photos.
Oh, cool. Yeah, they really do a good job on creatively creating these like Legos certain pieces to make them look like that, like angular. They're not all blocky anymore. Like they're smooth and really nice looking. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Do it on Instagram, do it on Twitter. I'm posting daily photos on there, and yeah, I'm usually more active on Twitter for the most part, talking about video games, talking about movies, and mainly Star Wars. So you can catch me on there, and I'll usually repost my YouTube videos through Twitter on there. But you can also, as Matt said, follow me on Star Raptor, and you'll get all your Star Wars info through there.
Oh yeah, man, this guy he knows everything canon. He's like a walking encyclopedia. I say that all the time.
I don't know everything. I claim to not know everything, but I try to keep up as best as I can. So
Yeah.
we'll put it that way.
Yeah, everybody needs to go check him out. And Chris, thanks so much for joining. Appreciate it.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun looking at these good old covers from yesteryear and some of the more recent ones too. It's always good to just kind of compare them and different time periods, different kind of art styles. But it's all Star Wars, and it's always fun to have an opinion on it.
Yep, yep, yeah.
Yeah.
People were getting offended by our opinion of the book covers, I'm sure. But you know what? Oh well.
You can't please them all.
Nope,
Yeah.
sure can. So anyway, well, thanks again, Chris, and we'll check you out again some other time.
Oh yeah. All right. Noah, Adam, we got Super Chainsaws Productions, and Matt. Thanks everybody for having me on here, and we'll talk again soon.
All right, later.
Later.
Adios.
I don't want to disturb you guys, but Matt Wilkins has entered the chat.
Yes.
Who? Oh,
He just needs to respond to an email whenever he can, and we'll see what we can do with that.
So
But,
I have one. Oh, Adam is.
Can I show you some Bond covers, Noah?
Yeah, I wanted to show them too, but first Star Wars. I have one, just as a question, because I like this cover, and I want to know if I'm insane or what you think about it, because it's Razor's Edge.
Oh yes, Razor's
It's
Oh
a-
yeah.
It's a
Because-
fine cover. It's very modern. That was like the sort of transition to what we have with the new canon. A lot of
Yeah.
them.
I don't remember seeing Han and Luke in the background on the paperback. Is that the
Oh yeah,
same?
they are on it.
They are?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, Luke looks creepy back there.
It's
Yeah, he
not
has,
a
like,
good
this creepy
Photoshop,
stare.
but Leia looks good on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I like her pose.
yeah. She looks.
Yeah.
She's ready to take care of business. I think it's a fine cover. I don't like the Han and the Luke in the background looking creepy.
Matthew, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot that I did get a new Star Wars book, and 3-in-1 actually, and I forgot to show the cover. But
Oh, hey, that's fine.
Oh,
The prequel trilogy.
The blandest cover.
Yeah.
I have the same
back-
one.
oh, you do?
Oh yeah, the German one. It's a little bit smaller.
But I don't know, just feels comfy. And I'm running out of room on my bookshelf, and I was just like, I saw this one online, like, ooh, a 3-in-1, dibs.
Matt Machad joins in.
Hello.
Hey,
Matt Wilkins over here. He just got home. So dang, did I miss this? It's fine. Yeah, it's fun having Chris. I always like Chris has good opinions. He's knows his canon stuff. So
Yeah, it's always appreciative
oh yeah,
because there are times when you and I don't remember like these early canon books.
hmm yeah, and like Catalyst. I can't remember who it was like, oh, please do Catalyst. So I was like, the last second, like, oh yeah, I remember, got to do the Catalyst. And yeah, I definitely would like to reread Catalyst. I remember really enjoying that book. Something that I do have coming, I'm going to do a little tease. I've been listening to my reviews, like skipping ahead to the ratings that I gave them, and I've been writing them down. And I'm going to do like a big ranking video. Now I'm going to
nice.
put all of the Star Wars canon video, like books, ranked. There might be like 2 or 3 videos because there's a lot of canon books now, but
What to say? That'd be like a 2-hour video. That'd be pretty epic.
yeah, might do a live stream. I don't know. We'll see. But I thought that might be fun. Wrap it up in 2020 with there's no more books coming out this year, so let's see what this crappy year how we could end it. So
Yeah.
So Jeremy, we both want to show off some James Bond covers.
yeah,
Yes, I almost have a complete set of these. I'm missing Live and Let Die. It's on its way. It's in New Jersey right now, and it's coming across the states to me. But I have almost completed, with the help of Adam. Adam's been real good to me. He's been getting me a ton of these interesting covers of the Fleming Bond books.
I just found them. I'm just like, oh, here you go.
All right, I'll grab the first half. So, mind you, I am missing Live and Let Die. But these are like these weird pinup covers they did from the early 2000s up until Quantum of Solace, which they don't do anymore. The current Fleming Bond covers, if you're buying these books new, which they are in print, are boring. They're terrible covers. But compared to like this is Casino Royale.
I'll blow you up here.
Yeah. I dig it. I really do. I got a few.
I like the I like that the font like each word stands out.
Mm-hmm.
And
this one, of course, is a little later printing because this was right when the film Casino Royale was coming out. So this is mid 2000s.
Which one?
Yeah.
Next, I got Moonraker, which, yes, this is book 3, as I drop a ton of them. So we might not do this in order.
Load up there.
That looks kind of like James Bond with The Day the Earth Stood Still or something like that.
Yeah. But it looks so pulpy and nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I dig about it. Also, one of my favorite Bond girls. All right. Next, I got... Hang on, I dropped 2. Got the one that's a bit beaten up. This is Diamonds Are Forever, which I'm not a big fan of. We got Mr. Wit and Mr. Kid on here.
Yeah, it's kind
They
of a
look
weird
great.
placement of the like that banner in the middle with the guys with the things on their head.
Yeah.
Straight, just cleavage on the bottom.
Oh, I know. It's pretty wonderful.
I like how they're standing on her boob, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
A lot of pressure. It might start.
We might get a parental advisory sticker for that
I
one.
was about to say.
Next, we got From Russia with Love.
Did a train back
Yes.
there?
It's
Yeah.
the Orient Express, actually,
Okay.
to be specific.
Nice.
Couldn't tell if it was a train or like a diner. Okay.
I'm not a big fan of this one. It's just kind of bland to me.
Yeah.
Also, the Bond girl, to me, as I recall, does not look like this. I think she's blonde. Or I could be
No.
mixing it up with the movie.
No, in the movie she's blonde. She's
Okay,
a
I
brunette
am
in the
mixing
book.
it up. It's been a hot minute. Next, we got to the one I just finished, which is Dr. No.
I did.
This weird mask.
Wait, yeah, what? I watched Doctor No. I guess these aren't novelizations. The movies were based
No.
on the book.
No, this was written in 58.
Okay.
Is she naked?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is completely naked in the book.
Yeah.
They had to change it for the movie for obvious reasons.
Mad Chad. Giggity. We just need small time to be like, oh boy.
Yeah. Missed us.
Then we got some Goldfinger. Speaking
well.
of more nudity.
Yeah.
It's just setting up, the Jerry Cotswinkle jokes that haven't been coming yet.
I was
Yeah.
about to say both me and Matthew's
There he
wives are
is.
gonna ask
There
us
he
like, yep, there it is. Yeah, I was about to say like,
We got some the first set of short stories, For Your Eyes Only. More naked.
That's a clever
going on.
cover up.
Yeah. The little
Don't
guy
you-
right there with his helmet.
Pretty
I was about to say like, me and Matthew's wives are gonna like. So what you guys talk about on the stream last time? We're like,
You mention my name and they will know. They'll
Double.
know what's going on. They know me pretty well at this point. Then we got Thunderball.
Is he choking a bear?
It's a scuba diver.
Is it scuba? Okay. It
No,
looks
he's
like a
choking a bear
it
underwater.
looks like a guy in a bear suit. It looks like a bear suit. I should probably
He's choking a furry underwater.
I don't
That's one of those rare furry diving suits.
It's like
I like the title though. The title
the
font.
fandom, the
It looks
fandom
blurry.
version.
Then we got the weird experimental one, The Spy Who Loved Me.
Oh yeah, that was very experimental.
I was about to
It's,
say, it looks like
Quality's favorite of these books.
I was going to say that it looked like Frankenstein's monster in the fire.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Oh, guess what? We got more nudity going on.
What a surprise!
On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
His pose is great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something down there.
This is when we get the parental advisory cut. On here. Then we got Mostly Naked. It's You Only Live Twice. Not a fan. It's the yellow, I think, is gross.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just it,
weird choice.
Then we have the last of Fleming's novels, which is The Man with the Golden Gun.
That's a nice
That-
gun.
I was about to
Yeah.
say that bird is very unfortunate.
Yeah, poor guy.
Moving on, we have Octopussy and the Living Daylights, which Matthew and Adam can attest the struggle of trying to get this book to my house.
Yeah, I actually found the novelization to that at the bookstore. I almost sent it to you, but I thought you wanted the original one.
Thank you. I do appreciate. And then lastly, this is a weird one. This was made for Quantum of Solace coming out. It's called Quantum of Solace. It's just all of the Bond short stories from from For Your Eyes Only and Octopussy and the Living Daylights.
It's a weird placement of, I'm guessing, James Bond right there with the sea
Yeah.
crossing.
Yeah, I was about to say.
This is a late addition to this set. They didn't print this for very long, and this was really expensive to get. And possibly not worth it, but I don't know yet. We all know Quality's a big fan of the Quantum of Solace short story.
I think it's fine.
I thought
It's
you told me that you didn't like it.
Really?
Or was
No.
it the movie? Were we talking about the movie?
The movie was terrible.
Yeah,
like,
the
that's-
movie's the second worst Bond movie ever. But that's
The
because
short-
Die Another Day is so unwatchable.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, Die Another Day makes me laugh, whereas Quantum of Solace makes me really irritated because the editing is so horrible.
I would say Quantum of Solace and Spectre are worse than Die Another Day.
Oh, I wouldn't say that because Spectre is fine.
For
It
you,
has
maybe.
for the Craig movies.
I don't know. Because I think Craig, it's like Casino Royale and Skyfall.
Are beautiful,
up,
yeah.
great.
I put them in my
And-
top 10.
And then you have Quantum and Spectre. And it's like... And what have both in common? They are direct sequels.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Because they
I
don't
don't
want
know.
to do standalone Bond adventures anymore.
I just don't
What is
understand
the new one called? I can't remember.
No Time to Die.
No Time to Die gives me Die Another Day vibes mixed with Spectre, and that might be the killing blow for this series. But I think people thought that Die Another Day killed the series, and it didn't.
What were you saying, Matthew?
with James Bond. I mean, there's so many things I just don't understand it. I know I've talked about it on a stream before where I watched Doctor No for the first time. It was like the first time I sat down and watched a 007 straight through. Well, the only time I ever tried to sit down and watch anything. I watched Skyfall whenever my first child. Well, I watched it at a hospital when we were waiting for him to be born, so I kept like having to hit pause and stuff, and never got to see the whole thing all the way through in one sitting. But I enjoyed Doctor No. But I thought Casino Royale was like not an actual James Bond story. From what I was like when I was looking research, like what's the first James Bond movie? I thought Casino Royale was like a cameo, like a first cameo with 007.
So there are 3 Casino Royale movies technically.
Yeah.
The first is a teleplay from the 50s where they decided to James Bond was a CIA agent called Jimmy Bond,
hmm
and it's awful. It was so awful that Fleming was hesitant because he was supposed to be, when he was writing Thunderball, well, before writing Thunderball, there was supposed to be another movie they were going to make, and he was writing a script specifically for that, and it never came to be. And unfortunately, he took the stuff and he put it into the novel of Thunderball, and then got sued for it when they made Thunderball, and that's why Never Say Never Again exists, because it's just a remake of Thunderball that also has Sean Connery in it, but also isn't. But then there's the parody movie of James Bond called Casino Royale, because that company who made the teleplay had the rights to the name Casino Royale. Then there's the Craig movie, which is a reboot to the Bond series, which is an origin story of Casino Royale. But in the novel Casino Royale, Bond is the main character.
Okay.
I remember my dad, I remember him like going out of his way to tell me never watch Never Say Never Again. I was just like, why? It's like, it's terrible.
It isn't awful. There are worse Bond movies. It's better than Diamonds Are Forever because Sean Connery's trying, which he doesn't do in Diamonds Are Forever. Diamonds Are Forever, the book is really good. Diamonds Are Forever, the movie is horrendous. It's so embarrassing.
I like Never Say Never Again. The song from An American Tail.
That would have been a better Bond song than what they got for the movie of Never Say Never Again. It's really awful, but they apparently... It's one of those times when they made a poor choice making a Bond movie and got the worst song. They've done that a few times. The Tomorrow Never Dies song's awful by Sheryl Crow.
But they already had a better one. That's the thing.
And
then they put
yeah,
it in the
and they
end
do
credits.
that. Also, both I've heard two different songs for Quantum of Solace that are so much better than the one they got.
Or what about Spectre with Sam Smith's terrible song?
It's better than the REM Ambient Fest.
I don't
Was it
think-
REM? No, it was Radiohead.
So
Ambient.
what is the deal with the Bond songs? What is it? Everybody always freaks out like, oh, the new James Bond song is coming.
Because you haven't seen... Well, you've seen... It's like... Back in the day, they were super risque. It started really with Goldfinger, where you just see a bunch of scantily clad
It's silhouettes, right?
women.
Yeah,
They're just
it
silhouette.
basically started with Dr. No, to be fair. But
Yeah,
It
but they
got-
didn't have the women in there, and then they
Yes.
got the
Yeah, I
Did
think
they?
they're like swing.
yeah, it had silhouettes.
yeah.
And then From
they have
Russia with Love
From
had a
Russia with
half-naked
Love,
woman
a bunch
dancing.
of belly dancers to the James Bond theme, and then the For Russia with Love song plays at the end, and then by Goldfinger they have it's like a long it's a music video before music videos were a thing.
Okay.
It's
And it has
based,
become tradition. And
yeah,
everybody's
and they
like,
get more elaborate each time.
Okay.
It's kind
Some
of
of
like
them are better than others, though.
which is funny because, like, for comparison, From Russia with Love, it's like, okay, you have the opening song, like, not with lyrics, it's just, instrumental version, so to speak.
Mhm.
And you just have, like, a half-naked woman belly dancing, and that's it. Like, some nice shadow play and the titles and everything, and that's it. Like, it's really cheap, but it's really fucking awesome.
Mhm.
And then you compare to something like Skyfall, which probably cost a couple of thousands of dollars.
Millions,
Millions, probably, the title
Probably.
sequence alone.
because
With
of all the
CG and
CGI in
everything,
it.
and it's
Skyfalls is not as bad as Spectres with the octopus arms everywhere, and then there's women made out of fire.
and Daniel Craig's face photoshopped on another body.
Oh yeah, because they have to put his face in all of those. I don't understand it. Quantum of Solace, once again, to bag on Quantum of Solace because it's such a bad movie. It was made by. It doesn't even have an artist's name, like a graphic designer's name.
It
just
was
has a
made by
company name.
MK12.
And it's just Daniel Craig walking around in the desert shooting. Not even the gun he uses in the movie.
Weird.
He's shooting a Walther PPK, and he doesn't have one in Quantum of Solace. He's shooting a P99 for some of it, and then just shooting at various other guns, but not a PPK because they hadn't used the PPK since that first half of Tomorrow Never Dies. That's when Bond switches to the P99 because it was a new gun at the time.
Matt Mitchell is right, by the way. His comment.
How about the?
The parody of Sam Smith's song. Because
Yeah. Sam
his
Smith's
voice
song
is
is
so terrible.
fine at first, then it goes into the falsetto. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
fine falsetto, and I don't understand it. But then again, Billie Eilish's "No Time to Die" song.
Yeah, it's also.
I
Okay, so
haven't
I
heard
have
it.
to say
Billie
it's sorry.
Eilish
It's
because I find
it's-
her music funny, like in an ironic way. But "No Time to Die" it's like a parody of both Sam Smith's song and Adele's song, and she's doing her weird Billie Eilish vocal things where she starts like whisper singing, and then acts like her voice is going through puberty. and like there's all of these like cracky weird things that Billie Eilish does, but in a emo
Yes, emo.
Bond
That's the
song.
word.
And that's the thing. Bond songs used to be like upbeat. Like the quintessential one to me is like A View to a Kill. That's like the ultimate, like Duran Duran, 80s, girls taking her jacket off, the Bond logo shows on the cleavage. Like, you know what's going on. There is neon. It is so 80s. It's beautiful. And now we've hit the exact opposite. It's like they're like the Nirvana of Bond songs. It's just
I mean, with the Bond songs, we have absolute bangers like Duran Duran you mentioned, and then we have like in the Roger Moore era, especially love ballads and stuff, and they were good. And then you have the
with the
Daniel
exception
Craig
of
stuff.
All-Time High from Octopussy, where that's just kind of it's okay. It's fine for Roger Moore era. It's not good, but I mean, like they open Roger Moore's first film has Paul McCartney and Wings. Like
Yeah.
I think Timothy Dalton, the Aha song "Living Daylights." Ooh, that's some good stuff right there.
Yeah. And I mean, you know what would be funny? Just compare like Daniel Craig, because that's his last Bond movie. Compare You Know My Name, the song for Casino Royale,
Oh yeah,
to the Billie Eilish song, and it's like, what the fuck happened?
I know it's awful because Casino Royale. What a way to start a reboot off. He beats a guy through a sink, like tries to drown him in there and shoots him.
And yes, and they have the clever thing with the gun barrel.
Oh
when he
yeah,
fires
because
and shoots him.
he hasn't got his double O yet.
And the Chris Cornell song, it's just like, yeah, James Bond.
Out of
Action,
all
let's do
the
it.
things that they added, because the Casino Royale book is literally like about gambling.
Yes, and the movie, it's like, how long is it? 2.5 hours, and like the last hour is the book, basically.
Yeah, until it goes into stupid territory again, because it like opens with like one of the greatest chase scenes, because we had to outdo Bourne Identity. That's like half the reason Casino Royale's movie exists, is to outdo the Bourne movies. But the other half is to have a faithful representation of a Bond book, which they hadn't done since. License to Kill has some stuff from Fleming books, which that movie's awesome. But On Her Majesty's Secret Service, I think, is the last one that really stays faithful to the material.
That was a great movie, though, too.
It is. The unfortunate thing is that George Lazenby was not an actor. We could talk about his story of how he lied his way into becoming the second James Bond.
I mean, honestly, I like him more than Brosnan.
Really?
Yes,
I like him until they had to dub him over when he had the weird Scottish accent.
Okay, that's
that
fair.
part of the movie where he's clearly dubbed over with another actor. It doesn't look right. Yeah. That's like the low point of that. Otherwise, it's fine. But I think it's funny because Noah's already dropped 2 F-bombs in here. I feel comfortable dropping this part of the story. So I was watching an interview with George Lazenby because I think it's so fascinating. He lied his way in. He found out they were recasting Bond. He was with this couple and they were having a threesome. And like one was like a producer. So this is how he tells it. So I don't know how accurate this is because this is recent. And I go with the George Lucas logic of things have been stretched in truth. But he was, yeah, I know. You can pull out all your Bibles. And
I'm just kidding.
I know. We had to talk about respecting each other's opinions this morning because I made a very rude joke and had to. I didn't have to apologize. I chose to apologize. But yeah, no, like there was some promiscuous things going on. This acts like the Adam and Matthew are like my elders. They have to rail me in sometimes.
Our cloud of judgment.
Well, I mean, I just leave you and Noah and I talk filth together.
Yeah.
That's obviously what happens. But no, he lied his way into becoming James Bond. They're like, wow, you're a really good actor. Because he made up he was in a bunch of these German films and like all these European films that they couldn't check because no internet existed. And he's like, hey, I have to break this to you. I lied. And they're like, oh, you're great. We're just going to cast you.
I definitely liked George Lazenby, but the only thing that I'm kind of iffy on was how he started off the movie, where the James Bond, the girl just like drives away from James Bond, and he's just like, this never happened to the other guy. I'm just like,
Oh yeah,
that was the
that's
fourth wall break, because this
I
was
know.
the first recast, and they wanted to be like, look, we know he's not Sean Connery, he's still Bond. Please just give him a chance.
Yeah, but the thing is, they do it smarter. There's a scene where they play the themes from the previous 4 or 5 movies, as he like has memorabilia from each one of those adventures. It's the first time they really start tying things to. Actually, no, because From Russia with Love is a direct sequel to Dr. No, and they talk about what happened to Dr. No in that. Even though the books are reversed.
Yeah,
Am I frozen?
yeah, your picture's
You are
frozen,
frozen.
but we can hear you.
Okay.
It doesn't matter, we can't see your face anyway.
Yeah, so it looks like you're still talking and just sitting.
Yeah, well, I did a hand thing and it disappeared. Like,
It's great because I can see you smiling behind the
oh
microphone.
yeah, no, you can see me through the pop filter.
Yeah.
I just so like to get real talky, I guess, with my setup, because I need some opinions. I kind of want to raise the webcam up a little bit, but at the same time, I can't just put it on top of my monitors because my monitor arms can't support like it'll just knock them off kilter, which is part of the issue I have. And so I'll be at a Dutch angle. I'll be looking at you guys at a Dutch angle, and it's just gonna look weird.
Met in the chat. Jeremy is now the new Frozen Adam.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. It had to happen to someone. At least you all can hear me. I can live with this. This is fine.
It's good audio on my end. I can hear it.
Oh, I would hope so. This is literally a close to $6,000 computer at this point with all equipment. I would hope that it sounds good.
I know. It was just like recently. I think I mentioned on the other live stream. I used to be basically the Kenny of the of the live streams, where I just be randomly talking. I'm like, oh my gosh, they killed Adam.
You bastards.
Hey, Matthew, I had a book that I was wanting to show you guys, if that's all right.
Ooh,
You know,
see it.
sticking close to comic books, as you know, I do. This is not a novelization; it's a tie-in, but it goes to the Christopher Reeve Superman by
What?
Elliot S. Mencken.
Miracle Monday.
That's cool.
Yeah, I found this at a bookstore in like just a little small town here in Oklahoma. And
What does it say there on the front there? A day the world will celebrate. What's that say?
yeah, a day the world will celebrate if only Superman can conquer the greatest evil of them all. And I'll read what it says here on the back. The Man of Steel meets a demon of fire.
Mm.
From another world, another dimension, a hellish fiend escapes to test the Earth's greatest hero. And let's see, possessing the body of a visitor from the future and using the schemes and dreams of a master criminal, C.W. Saturn. Okay. Strikes at the heart of... Sorry, C.W. Saturn. Strikes at the heart of civilization, and the forces of chaos threaten to destroy the very order of the universe. But the devastation of the world is not the evil one's goal, only his means to the corruption for the last Kryptonian, the superhero now stripped of his Clark Kent alias and fighting an enemy whose dark powers are as limitless as those of the devil himself.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think this is just supposed to be like in between the movies type of book. But I know that they have. I've been looking for all the Superman novelizations, but this is actually not. Like I said, this is actually more of just a tie-in to that movie series. But yeah, I just saw it and I was just like, ooh, because these are, I think, are a little I'm not sure how hard these are to find, but yeah, I was happy to find it.
Yeah, that's pretty
Jeremy,
cool.
are you still with us?
Yeah, I muted. I was eating a chip.
We can't see you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you're,
was like,
you're completely
I'm
black.
here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes, but
You're
not
just-
see you.
You're,
Oh,
yeah, you're,
well, okay. I mean, no one
completely
wants
black.
to see my gross shaven face.
All right. So I wanted to show my James Bond stuff because last
I'm
time
sorry, yeah.
yeah,
Let's-
because I
let's
showed you
see it.
these
Wait,
covers,
hold on.
the original Fleming novels.
before we get to it, Jeremy, do you want to leave the studio and come right back in, and maybe it'll fix the because
It's an internet connection. It's just going to be like this.
okay.
I'm sorry. I can leave if you want me to.
Oh no, it's just a big black empty
Oh,
space.
let's try it then.
Yeah. So last time I showed you all the Fleming covers. That's how they looked like.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that, which one is that?
On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Oh, okay.
And someone in chat said last time they look like in America they would be in the erotic section.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they just feature like naked women. This time I wanted to show you the continuation novels by other authors in the same style. So that's the first one, Colonel Sun.
Now these are not the Fleming books, correct?
No, that's by new authors. This is
Oh,
also
okay.
from the 60s.
Oh well, okay.
Robert Markham, which is a pseudonym of Kingsley Amis.
There we go.
There you are.
Ooh. I'm digging these covers.
Yeah.
Jeremy's like, I came in at the right time.
I did. This
Oh.
is another thing I have to collect. Are these in English?
Nope, that's the German covers. I mean, last time I showed you these ones for Fleming,
Yeah.
and
I've
now the
seen those
continuation.
before. Those are
So
expensive in the US.
Yeah, because that's Robert Markham, just a pseudonym for Kingsley Amis, a friend of Fleming. So this one came out in the 60s, Colonel Sun.
Yeah, he only wrote one, right?
Yeah, sadly, because I really liked it.
Jeremy's
So
gonna
the
be
next-
like, after the stream, Jeremy's gonna be like, hey Noah, can you read those books to me?
Send me a couple. I can't
Hey,
read them, but
Jeremy.
I just want the artwork.
What kind of chip? What kind of chip?
I
was
really
it?
like that cover, you know.
It's pretty
I know.
nice.
I move again. It's a miracle.
What was
I don't
the
know
chip?
why I'm here.
What was the chip?
Where's what chip?
You said you were
Oh.
eating a chip, right? Mad Machad.
Yeah,
and-
this chip right here. It's a tortilla chip.
Oh, okay.
Got a little guacamole.
Yeah.
You dip the guacamole. Put me back on. I'm explaining something right now. You dip the chip in the guacamole.
Oh
Put
boy.
a little bit on there, and you put it in your mouth hole.
Ah,
Wait, you don't put it in another hole?
Oh my gosh.
all right.
Okay, so this one came out, continuation of Fleming's books in the 60s, and then only in the 80s.
I'm gonna
They
put
wrote
After
more.
Dark in the title.
Ooh.
That's the first John Gardner novel, License Renewed.
Oh
Or
yeah,
the
I've seen that.
German, yeah, or the German title Meltdown.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
I
like
like it. I like the black, how it just, you know.
Yeah. I like the little 007 up at the corner up there. That's pretty
Oh
neat.
yeah, it's on all of them.
I like the basic instinct.
And they have a little,
homage.
you know, this is book 16.
Yeah, that's
basically.
nice.
So his second book for special services.
You're not a fan of the John Gardner stuff, right?
Not a big fan because I think, nah, I just don't really like his writing. He gets too silly at points. Like this book features ice cream that can control people's mind.
Oh my gosh.
It's to me because these came out in the 80s, correct?
Yes, and I think they are more like Roger Moore era.
Yeah.
I was about to say, yeah.
There are also two movie novelizations that came out there just for Roger Moore movies because they're so different from the Fleming books.
That's the third one, Icebreaker.
Very nice.
Jeremy's like,
Say it.
okay.
We all know I love the Patrick Miguel stuff. This kind of reminds me of that, but with more color to it.
Jeremy's like-
This would be stuff that would be hanging in my room.
I was about to say, Jeremy's like, hey, Noah, can you just hold that to the screen, please, while I screenshot? There we go. Thank you.
That's so the next book, Roll of Honor. I don't know what she's holding in her hand. It's like a poker chip or something.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
It's a tortilla chip.
Yeah,
Obviously, yeah. You dunk it in the guacamole.
which Matt, because you're eating a tortilla chips, is I see you're a man of culture as well, Jeremy.
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
there we go. We're getting back into more explicit content.
I don't know what's up with her fingers.
Yeah, are they purple?
Dude,
She looks
those are finger gloves.
I was about to say, she looks like a
When you
Wendy.
have the fingerless gloves, that's where the fingers go.
Yeah. Okay. So that's Nobody Lives Forever.
What were you gonna say, Adam?
I was going to say, her fingers look like a Wendigo.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because like there's purple like something there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I think
or-
that's glasses.
Okay, I see those glasses now.
Like the shadow looks like claws. That's why I was just like, it looks like she's got like claws, like a werewolf or a Wendigo or something like that.
That witch.
Oh, there we go. That's like every manga that's ever existed. Now everyone is angry at me for that one.
Bane.
People fight me in the comments over that. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. I don't have a joke set up. I'm just gonna make noises and people are gonna laugh.
He's gonna make.
It's weird because on my phone it looks like it's either she's wearing underwear or that's just a tan line.
She's got garter tan lines. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Oh, okay. I like I said, it's weird seeing this on my phone. So okay, I see it now.
No nudity.
Okay, that's I literally want to replace my desk chair with that chair.
Yeah.
That's something I've wanted to do since I was a child, is to have a circle chair like that. That or a power chair. Those are like the two chairs I want.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Jeremy, if you ever get a chair like that and you do your Bond book reviews, please like start every video with you like spinning around it like an evil henchman or something.
Oh,
like that.
you know I would.
Oh, you need a cat and like stroke it.
Yeah, be like Blofeld.
Dude, my dad has a cat that's like long haired and like a peach color. I think I could get away with it.
Hentai would like a word with Jeremy.
There we go.
Of course they'd use red.
So, and the last one that got translated and published in this style.
When did these come out? Like the printing specifically?
Let me check. 2017.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they looked fairly modern.
Yeah, because apparently they didn't sell very well and they had to stop it. And there are like 4 John Gardner books which aren't translated now.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, because the artwork and everything, it's great.
Are you including in those 4 books License to Kill and Goldeneye?
No. His original novels, because Goldeneye was translated. I have it up there.
Okay.
The movie novelization.
The movie novelizations are not part of the Gardner timeline, even though they were written by him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because his Bond definitely doesn't fit with like License to Kill Timothy Dalton.
Yeah. Okay.
I just thought it was funny. Like, I remember like that one day when we found the novelization for Goldeneye, like Jeremy and Matthew were like, Matthew was saying he wants the novelization to it, but you said that you weren't sure if it actually existed or not because you couldn't find it. Yeah. And then like I went to the store like 10 minutes later. I'm just like, hey guys, look what I found.
Yeah. Because it's like my favorite video game of all time. And
yeah, it's a great video game.
That's a great Bond movie.
I need to watch it. But then again, I don't know if I should watch it or just read the book first.
For the 90s, it's a great Bond movie.
The worst
It's-
part about it is Brosnan, sadly.
I don't know. He worked in that one. He starts not working in The World's Not Enough.
Really, I think so. World is not enough. I don't like it, but I think Brosnan gives his best performance. GoldenEye, I
Some of
think,
it.
works as a movie, but Brosnan's performance is terrible.
I think Matthew froze.
Did I?
Oh, never
Oh,
mind.
for a second.
No, he's on his phone like a.
I was no. There's
Sure.
something I was going to look up. Some news about something that happened with something from 007. I guess it was in. I think you remember that level. I think there's a giant radio tower in Puerto Rico, big dish,
Yeah.
and it's big.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys hear what happened to that thing?
No.
It
Did it
collapsed.
get destroyed or something?
Yep, it collapsed just 2 days ago.
Gee.
Yeah.
I thought it collapsed in the 90s on top of Sean Bean.
Yeah, Alec Trevelyan. Yeah.
There's a giant Puerto Rico radio telescope collapses, as like seen in 007 GoldenEye.
Did you guys ever play the Daniel Craig reboot of that GoldenEye game?
Yeah, it's not good. The online was fine for the Wii. And you have to put the caveat that it was the Wii, and the Wii and online games were an afterthought.
Because I
Right.
guess the Wii probably had to play with the two controllers, right?
No, they developed a controller you could plug in. It's the Classic Controller Pro.
Okay.
Mhm.
Plug it into the back of the Wiimote. And it came out for that game, and Call of Duty Black Ops was on Wii. I know, because I played a lot of it because that was the only console I had at the time.
Yeah.
Jeremy, I didn't think we talk about it. Have you ever played this game, 007 Legends, that came out when Skyfall was released?
I played
No.
it.
I was so done after the remake of GoldenEye that I didn't want to touch another Bond game again.
So, Adam, what did you think about it? Because I have something to say about it.
I mean, it wasn't the greatest Bond game, but it was like a fun way to like, well, you know, I got a free day, I'll just give it a shot, kind of thing. But I like that in the game, like you can alternate, like, hey, do you want to shoot the P99 or the Walther PPK or something like that? I like that they did that, and I appreciate what they were trying to do. I just, you know, like I'm just like, I was like,
But
yeah. But what were you gonna say?
yes, but Jeremy, do you know the basic like
No.
plot or what they do in 007 Legends?
What they do is they put Daniel Craig against all of the previous Bond villains, like
So basically,
Goldfinger.
every
Yeah.
previous actor, they pick one movie of his. So there's
Mhm.
Goldfinger for Connery, OHMSS for Lazenby, Moonraker for Roger Moore, and License to Kill, and then a little bit Skyfall. And they put Daniel Craig's Bond, his appearance, in every one of those.
Oh, so they redid what they did with GoldenEye.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so it's they picked Moonraker of all things. There
Why
is
didn't
footage
they do-
of Daniel Craig's James Bond in like this spacesuit from Moonraker.
You know that was a joke. You know the team fought to have that one in there. They
Hope
knew
so.
that what they were doing was stupid. So they fought to have one of the dumbest Bond movies in there.
Yeah, but
all I
the
want for No Time to Die, Bond goes back to space and we see Daniel Craig in this ridiculous outfit.
I hope so too. But it looks like they're just doing mediocre, dumb things that they've been doing for the last decade
yeah,
with all those.
the premise of it was like that in Skyfall, where he got shot by Moneypenny, and he's in the water. He's like, I guess his life is flashing before his eyes as he's drowning, and that's where he's reliving all these missions.
Yeah, that's also part of this fan theory that the previous Bond movies happened between Quantum of Solace and Skyfall.
Mhm.
Because that literally is the only way that those series the reboot makes any sense, is to have some of that happen. Because he literally goes from being a rookie agent to being too old between two films. There is never a Daniel Craig movie where he's like, for instance, like Sean Connery is in like From Russia with Love. where he's like super confident he could take on anything. There is always some sort of stupid caveat to him physically, whether he's a rookie and he's new to being a double O or he's old. They have done he is old now for 3 movies.
Yes,
We
and
got
they
it
never.
Skyfall, and it was fine in there.
Yeah, as a 50-year anniversary thing. But they never, like, even in the story, they never just give him a mission. Some random mission.
Yeah. It's so
always like,
frustrating.
okay, this is your first mission, this is the setup. And then Quantum was revenge. Skyfall, you're already too old. We hired you last week, you are too old. And Spectre is also fucking terrible in that regard.
Also,
and it's
why
also
do
not
we
a person.
even have Quantum of Solace? Why was Quantum of Solace what they made? It doesn't make sense to me. Have a Bond movie that takes place an hour after the previous one. What? Why?
I guess they
remember
wanted to
thinking
do
that was a
something
weird
different.
thing to do.
They wanted to do something different. Okay, that's fine. This franchise is old anyway. Try something. They said the script, it was never supposed to be as much of a sequel to Casino Royale as it ended up being, but the writer's strike happened, and Daniel Craig and the director had to step in and write their own stuff at parts, and
it's a mess. Literally, the director's like, I have every element in my chase.
Yeah, I really wanted the 4 elements.
I have the
Earth,
water,
wind,
I have
fire.
the air chase. I have the fire chase. It's like, I get that you had did mushrooms and watched Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah,
Mark
Forster is the Last Airbender.
James Bond movie.
He looks like Arn, the character. He looks like the Last Airbender.
He looks like a
dweeb. Yeah, because he's this bald guy.
He is like one of those people that you meet at like an art gallery when you're in college and you have to go to this art gallery to write something. He's like, and he looks at the banana taped on the wall and it's like, it's transcendent. and like comes up with stuff like that. This is the director of a Bond film. A Bond film that's coming off of one of the most violent Bond films that's ever been. I mean, the whipping scene alone.
But man,
Oh, go ahead.
So anyone hyped for the IO Interactive's new Bond game?
No.
Yeah, there's a rumor of it's a Bond Origin game.
Why?
What do they have with Bond Origins?
You know what? I hope it's the YA Bond books from the 30s that Noah and I have been talking about on the side that exist. Oh, you bought them? You got them. This is new.
Young Bond, written by Charlie Hickson.
Wow.
They're supposedly in the Fleming timeline. I hope he gets the Bentley in these books.
And sequels written by Steve Cole. So it's like, I think, 9 or 10 books.
Wow. Yes.
And I have no idea. They are set in the 1930s, at least that's what I've been told.
And these came out right after Casino Royale, the movie, came out, if I'm not mistaken.
I need to check.
What were you going to say, Matthew?
They're just preparing you for the entire reboot when they sell 007 to Disney.
Oh. Yeah, and then 007 is a woman.
Noah's just like, don't ever joke about that.
But
no,
you said
we don't.
Like that.
You said they made a movie where it was just like an hour apart, you said?
Yeah, that's Casino Royale to Quantum of Solace.
It's already Disney owned, you know. You get the Last Jedi takes place
I
immediately
know.
after.
It's bad to do that.
Bad. That's not what you do with sequels.
We don't need to have my rant about Disney's sequel trilogy and how they ruined a franchise.
So yeah, Jeremy, this first one came out in 2005.
Why don't you throw that cover up again? Let's see it.
Yeah, it's a pretty, like...
reflective, yeah. Simple.
They're very mediocre covers, but like, I don't know. I literally know nothing about this. I'm worried though that it's going to be like James Bond Jr., Adam's favorite show.
I will reach through this camera and punch you in the face.
Is that too far? Is that too far for you?
I only saw clips of. I heard the theme song and I wanted to vomit.
Let's see. What's worse, James Bond Jr. or Rambo and the Forces of Freedom?
I'm gonna say James Bond Jr. because
I'm
I
going to
haven't.
say James Bond Jr. as well because Rambo and the Forces of Freedom at least had a really cool toy line.
I can't believe that was like actually a thing though. James Bond Jr. like where it's like James Bond's nephew or something like that. I was like, oh my gosh.
It had a comic series.
I great. Don't care.
I think it's a Marvel property too. Or
I do
Disney
have.
tie-ins.
I do remember owning the Marvel film adaptations of On Her Majesty's Secret Service. I think I gave them to my dad, but I do remember owning them. So
On Her Majesty's Secret Service is so faithful to the book that they forget the continuity of You Only Live Twice, and they reintroduce Blofeld like Bond's never met him before. I love
Yeah.
that.
I hope that was a middle finger to You Only Live Twice, because it's apparent the director was a fan of the books.
Yeah, well, that movie has issues. I mean, you can't just make a 6'2" Scottish man into a Japanese man. That's racist. That's racist for the '60s. They knew better.
Well, I mean, that cover that you showed with the red cover, like communism, right? The Chinese lady was just like a red cover with yellow highlights.
Oh.
Are you talking about Red China going on?
Am I the only one that picked up on that cover?
no,
I
whenever
got
you
what
said
you
I-
were saying. I didn't get
Yeah.
that correlation though. That's why I didn't follow it.
So, Jeremy, where I disagree with the Connery disguise, it's like, okay, he's disguised as a Japanese man. In the context of the story and the film, I don't have a problem with it. Like, he's just, it's not like in Doctor No, where they have actors pretending to be Chinese people. This is just Connery, disguising himself. The problem is that it looks fucking atrocious.
Yeah, he looks like Sean Connery, but
He looks
slightly
like
Japanese.
Mr. Spock.
But like in it, like a blackface sort of thing. It's bad.
I
And
mean,
this
it's
is
good
the
that he
first
doesn't
Bond
hide his
movie I ever saw.
natural accent and voice or
Speaking
anything.
of
Can you imagine he does like a Japanese impression?
Oh,
Speaking of
God.
blackface,
You know he wouldn't have done it. He would have refused at that point.
This
Speaking of
reminds me in
blackface-
Yeah.
didn't Dynamite make 007 comic?
Yes, they still do. They have the rights to that. They Warren Ellis wrote them. They're really weird. They're like super violent. They're like a combination of the Craig movies and Fleming's like tone, but not good.
But you know what this racist talk reminded me of? So there's this part in Diamonds Are Forever when Connery, knocks out this character, what's his name? Peter Franks in the elevator. Remember this scene, Jeremy?
Yeah, the only cool fight in the whole movie. They're fighting
and
in the
he's
elevator.
and he's like in Amsterdam or something,
Yeah.
and he's making out with himself. He's doing like
Oh
this.
God, yeah.
Yeah, and he. Please explain to me this scene when I first saw it, because he's in Amsterdam. He's walking up to this guy he's gonna knock out, and he's pretending like he's German, apparently, because Connery says like, "Hallo, guten Abend," and it's
Oh
like,
God, yeah.
and I was wondering, because it's Dutch, like you would think he's supposed to speak Dutch, and I was wondering if someone in the script made a typo and accidentally wrote Deutsch, like a U in Dutch.
Oh
and then he
no,
said,
it's
"Oh."
because Americans are stupid. And these
Yeah.
are geared towards an American audience, even though they're UK. They're for Americans, and Americans don't know the difference on average. That's why this is also the same movie where Blofeld's in drag.
Yeah. And surprisingly, Americans didn't like it that it was set in Las Vegas, which is it's just an ugly place.
Oh yeah, I don't like the setting for Diamonds Are Forever in general, like the whole story. It's not my favorite. It's a good book, I will say that. Mr. Witt and Mr. Kidd in the book are terrifying, whereas in the movie they're played because they're homosexuals as goofy because it was the 70s.
I need to mention something, and that's gonna probably end the stream because it's a swear word in it. At the end of the film, when Connery defeats Mr. Wind and Mr. Kidd, and he throws one of them like off the boat or something, and one of them
Yeah.
explodes, he makes like a comment like, "It smells like whatever, this aftershave." that he smelled before in the film.
It's supposed to be it's a gay joke. It's a gay like a joke on gay people, but it's so weird. I don't think anyone got that. The only reason I even know that that's a thing is I watched the Bond was that Bond channel where he's reviewed all of them. Like
Yeah.
Dutch Bond fan.
Yeah.
He's like, that's probably what that is, and I'm like, oh, that's weird.
Yes,
Diamonds
because
Are Forever, just an awful movie.
yes, because I
Um,
think the joke is just it's a certain aftershave, and he thinks like, oh, that's what gay people use. Apparently, because this joke, because in Germany, like when they dubbed it, because I watched the German dub once because they are terrible, they had to somehow translate this, and no one in Germany knows what this aftershave is. So Bond literally says, "Smells like a faggot in here."
No,
Yes,
he does not.
yes,
Oh my god.
it's amazing.
Can't do that anymore.
Oh, you couldn't do that then, I don't think.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh, my heart right now. That is terrible.
Dude, Noah,
It
you are
was
like
very
you are
funny.
bright red, Noah.
Speaking of that, we got
Yeah, he's embarrassed.
Yeah, of course. Like
For one for saying that, and two for watching a bad dub.
yeah. Well, maybe he's talking about a bundle of sticks.
It
Or
could be.
a
Could be. It's the smell of firewood.
small time.
That's a positive way of looking at that, Matthew.
Cigarette. Yeah. See,
Smells like a cigarette. Yeah.
Or let's see. That's true. I'm trying to think of
no longer canceled. We're good. Smells like a cigarette.
which Roger Moore film does he throw the kid off the boat?
Man with the golden gun.
Man with the Golden Gun. And Roger Moore regretted that because he did all this stuff for UNICEF. And he literally throws a kid into the water because the kid tries to sell him something.
I mean, he is chased by bad guys.
Yeah. Oh man, I love and hate the Roger Moore movies. I love Roger Moore as Bond because he doesn't try to be Sean Connery. I know that Sean Connery gave Roger Moore a ton of crap for not being him and not being so cold, which in hindsight with the Craig era, it's not that cold. But Roger Moore's whole thing is he could talk any lady into getting into bed with him. He's the Bond that slept with the most women. Like that's his thing. Even as a grandpa, like he's still getting people Noah's age, you know. And he could talk his way out of a situation, but when it comes to fighting, it's the most embarrassing thing to watch Roger Moore get in a fist fight with someone.
Especially in A View to a Kill. When he's
View
like,
oh yeah, after like the one where he's clearly too old to be there, and he had just had a facelift to make him try to look younger, but it looks wrong, as often facelifts do when you try to do it for them.
Are we talking about Robert De Niro in that new Martin Scorsese film, or are we talking about?
No, we're not talking about The Irishman, where they did that terrible motion
That
capture.
that just sounds like what you're talking about right now.
No, it's literally when actors want to still get roles and they do plastic surgery to try to make themselves not be wrinkly. Yeah, it doesn't look correct.
Wait, I wanted to show you on the DVDs. You Only Live Twice. It has the funniest picture of Sean Connery I have ever seen.
Oh no. Oh no.
So this is just the front. It's okay. Now take a look at the back.
Oh no. Is that even from the movie?
I don't know.
I think it's just a horrible, like when you hit pause at the wrong moment.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
That's fantastic.
I pulled up here. This is the sheet that I found, an image when I was looking up the order to watch 007.
Yeah, that's the release order.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
I was actually
never again though.
I was actually debating for whenever we finally get like an exact release date for No Time to Die. I was gonna like plan it like each week before then to review all the Bond films.
Nice.
But yeah,
Yeah. Can we talk about how they wanted to rip off Star Wars, so they completely changed the excellent story that is Moonraker to rip off Star Wars?
Yes, and they promised at the end of Spy Who Loved Me, James Bond will return in For Your Eyes Only. No.
Which is the best Roger Moore movie.
Yeah, and then instead he returned in Moonraker, and at the end of Moonraker they just say James Bond will return in For Your Eyes Only. We promise this time.
And it's literally ends. There's like a big laser battle. They try to redo Thunderball, where Thunderball ends in a big scuba fight underwater, which is really cool because there's a whole bunch of stunt doubles fighting one another, wrestling.
Is that
in
the
the
book you
ocean.
showed with a furry on it?
What's going on with the
Was it
furry?
was it the book that you showed?
Yeah, that's the story when James
Okay.
Bond drowns a furry.
Okay. You might bring that up for people who are joining now, because a couple people have joined. The 007 fights a furry.
I'm getting the book.
Oh, Kev's Collectibles. I love the James Bond bad guy called Jaws.
Oh yeah, I
Jaws is
remember him
awesome.
from the.
oh yeah,
007,
Jaws. Yeah.
Yeah,
See, when it's small
definitely.
like that, Jeremy, to me it looks like a little furry. I want to pull you up again.
It looks, I can see it now. It looks like Nicolas Cage in the bear suit from the remake of Wicker Man when he punches that woman in the face.
Not the bees!
Yeah.
Yeah, before the not the bee scene.
What is it? What's wrong, sister?
Yeah, I can't see a scuba diver. All I see is the furry. I'm sorry. Madden,
I do.
James Bond will return in Avengers 5.
Yeah, that's like when Noah was talking about like James Bond will return. Like that's very MCU.
That was
thing,
nice
yeah.
when they did it at the end of each movie back then. But then they ran out of Fleming titles.
Yeah, when literally, I'm so glad there's only 2 Fleming short stories I can think of they haven't used the names of.
Oh, there are more. They haven't used The Hildebrand Rarity, Risico, 007 in New York,
That was one I was thinking of.
The Property of a Lady.
And that's the other one I was thinking of.
Yes, I think that's it. Yeah.
Because
So
literally, like, when they get into the short stories, they have nothing to do with the short stories.
Yes, like for Octopussy, the title Property of a Lady is mentioned, and it's like the auction scene in the movie Octopussy.
Yeah.
And for the short story Octopussy, it's just the backstory of the main Bond girl, Octopussy herself, her father. She talks about it in the film, like Bond came to arrest her father, but he gave him time to commit suicide and have an honorable death, and that's basically all that happens in the short story.
And that's also brought into Spectre, kind of.
In the worst way possible.
In the laziest way possible, with a character we didn't even care about anymore. By the time I had seen Spectre, I forgot that was even a character from Casino Royale.
So, question regarding Spectre and the Blofeld reveal.
Oh.
I have talked about this so much. You want to set up, we have this organization, we have this big mastermind who's behind all of this.
Mm-hmm.
The Connery movies did it perfectly.
Yes.
Because movie 1, Dr. No. Dr. No says, I'm part of Spectre, it's this organization. That's it. From Russia with Love, we learn more, we learn number 1. You know, the boss of Spectre, his revenge plan. No. Goldfinger doesn't have anything to do, that's standalone.
And that's a nice
Thunderball,
breath of fresh air.
yes, and then Thunderball, it's like Spectre's new plan to take over the world, you know, stealing missiles, they want the money. And then You Only Live Twice, Bond and Blofeld finally meet, and we learn Blofeld's name. Like, he actually says it in the film.
It kind of, the way they did it in the movies is similar to how they set up Smersh in the books. Smersh is a organization from the Soviet Union. They
A
kill
real one.
spies, and they're evil. That's how it's set up.
I'm
And
sorry,
then
I have this. Oh, go ahead. Well, I was gonna say it's kind of funny that we brought up Spectre and we were talking about Disney a minute ago, because that was like the one James Bond film where they make a Disney reference. Like, so that would be like the perfect scene to
he
tie
says,
in.
like,
He's like, "Who the hell are you?" And he's just like, "Oh, I'm Mickey Mouse." Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But so, in comparison with like the Connery movies and the Craig ones, they set it up in Casino Royale, and then they follow it up in Quantum of Solace. This organization they reveal, it's named Quantum
Oh yeah.
Creative. Then they ignore it in Skyfall, and it's standalone. And it's like, okay, it's still fine so far. and then Spectre. And they were like, well, we established Quantum as an organization, but now we got the rights to Spectre back. We can use them again. Let's just bring it in. And then they throw Quantum everything out of the window.
Well, they
Just so they can bring in Blofeld.
They have
And my
Yeah.
idea was, you reveal the character Mr. White to be Blofeld.
Yeah.
Remember? Because he and Bond actually have a history. Mr. White, we saw him in the very first scene in Casino Royale. He's basically responsible for Vesper's death. He and Bond have a history together, and it would be a nice contrast to the Connery movies. Blofeld was always hidden in shadows, yet now in this reboot, he was open in plain sight and we didn't know it. That would be a twist. Instead, we get this little Austrian guy talking about information.
I like that actor. I love him in Inglourious Bastards.
Christoph Waltz?
Yeah, I like him as an actor. I don't like him as Blofeld. He's not the worst Blofeld. We've had some really bad ones, though. Never Say Never Again's Blofeld's bad. Donald Pleasance is not a good Blofeld.
Come on, he was the first.
He was the first, but,
but the worst is Charles Gray.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service, he's a much better Blofeld.
Yeah.
And then Diamonds Are Forever, that's basically not even Blofeld at that point.
Nope.
They did have there is another Star Wars connection when it comes to Blofeld with Max von Sydow. Like, he played Blofeld, I believe, in the parody one, didn't he?
Oh no,
which
it
one
was
did he?
Never Say Never Again.
Oh,
the
okay.
unofficial Bond movie.
Gotcha. That's the other Star Wars connection besides Moonraker. So.
As I like to call it, the Bond movie where Sean Connery does things that he wanted to do in a Bond movie but never got to. Have a tango scene.
What?
I like that tango scene. It's better than them playing the video game duel they have.
Was this also something Connery wanted to do?
No, that's not something he wanted to do because Sean Connery never played a video game in his life, and we all know it. It's like when he didn't want to do the intro to Highlander, so he recorded it in a bathroom.
That's right.
See, let's go here. I want to see Kev's Collectibles says my favorite movie, still The Spy Who Loves Me. John Cross is my favorite James Bond, says Scott Johnson.
Yeah, that's the character from the Star Wars Agent of the Empire.
Okay. The upcoming Bond movie trailer looks amazing.
I disagree.
I don't think I've even watched it.
It looks like emo Die Another Day. And that's never a bad thing. I mean, that's never a good thing.
Yeah, what do you think happens when this movie flops? Not if, because it will flop.
I hope they don't pull a Kathleen Kennedy and blame the fans. But I have a feeling that's now popular to blame the fans because they made a terrible movie.
Yeah, and I wonder for the next one if they're gonna overcompensate again, because they do this every few years. They make a so silly and terrible movie, they have to follow it up with a very serious or a very fun one.
Kind of like Batman and Robin, and then they had to do Batman Begins.
Yes, exactly, because they had Die Another Day and then Casino Royale. And Die Another Day, the bad guy wears like a VR headset, a RoboCop torso, and he's shooting
also
a laser beam
Korean man that is turned into a white man. He is a Korean man who is turned with lasers into a white person.
He's wearing like a plastic Halloween mask, and this makes him like an Aryan-looking, who knows what.
And then the other guy tries to, his friend from North Korea gets
diamonds in his face, and he looks like a Sith Lord.
Because diamonds help power this laser, but it doesn't get done right. So he has blue eyes, but he's still Korean.
He looks like a Sith Lord. Like he has this black hoodie and everything.
He's got like kyber crystals in his face then?
Yeah. Also, this is the James Bond movie where he has the invisible car that has automatic 12-gauge shotguns that come out of it.
And it has no purpose, an invisible car in Iceland. with
And
snow
specifically, it's
everywhere.
an invisible BMW. I'm sorry, quality, but I hate BMW. They're a terrible car company. I don't know if they might be good in Germany. They are money pits in America because the parts fall apart and they're really expensive and no one makes parts in America for them. So you have to ship a plastic part from Germany to America.
I was about to say that was definitely the BMWs. I felt like were definitely product placement because I remember a scene in Tomorrow Never Dies where they're trying to they're in Korea and they're trying to escape, and then they're trying to find a motorcycle. Like, no, we got to find a bike, a fast bike, a fast bike, and then they pick out the BMW. I'm just like, there it is.
Kev's Collectibles, Timothy Dalton, the worst Bond ever. That's a weird way to spell Pierce Brosnan.
What did he?
I don't know. I wouldn't say. I don't think there is a bad Bond. They all have their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
But I will say, Pierce Brosnan is so funny when he talks about Die Another Day in interviews now. You think he won't stop laughing about the tsunami surfing scene.
None of us stop laughing about it.
It reminds me. I saw an interview with George Clooney about, and in the interview he says like, "Oh, I will always apologize for Batman and Robin."
It's funny. I saw Pierce Brosnan once when I went to Universal Studios. He was out walking with either a kid or a grandkid. It didn't bother him. He just walked right by us.
But you know what's really fascinating about Die Another Day? They openly talk about they wanted to do a hip Bond movie for the next generation, and they actively say they are inspired by Michael Bay movies.
Oh,
Yeah,
When they
because
were making it.
Armageddon was still big. Bad Boys. They also, I see the Triple X connection with the extreme sort of thing. So like I can see like where they're trying to do that with to go back to Craig films. Craig films originally were supposed to rip off the Bourne movies or to compete with the Bourne movies.
And then they ripped off Dark Knight.
Yeah, they did Dark Knight. Now
they don't have
like,
movies. They're gonna rip off Logan probably with No Time to Die.
Oh, I don't think so. You know what this is? This is a ripoff of the sequel Star Wars trilogy. Let me explain. The sequel Star Wars trilogy is about killing the characters you love and replacing them with cookie cutouts of characters they want you to like, but they put no character into.
Safe space characters, I guess.
I mean, we've got the Bond girl that's returning for the second film that has next to no character. She
And
is.
they made a big point. Oh, she's the first Bond girl returning. No, Sylvia Trench, Dr. No from Russia with Love.
Yeah, I mean, and if you wanna, an actress returned who was a Bond girl in Man with the Golden Gun.
Yeah, Maud
different
Adams.
character in Octopussy.
She was also in A View to a Kill.
Yes, that's right. So like this has happened before. It's just people have short-term memory. We've got strong female lead that doesn't seem to have any other character trope aside from being perfect and being a woman. We got that. We got an assortment of characters that are to resemble old characters but aren't really because they don't act like them. We got the Q, we've got the Moneypenny, and we got the M that do all these things, but they aren't the characters we know. But at the same time, they're trying to rip off all the old stuff that's established because they know that will sell. The Aston Martin shows up from Goldfinger, and it doesn't make any sense at all why it's there.
I was gonna say real quick, my dad actually sent me a picture. He actually got a picture next to a replica Aston Martin. I thought that was really cool.
There you go.
Wait, Kev's Collectibles. How? Your favorite
Kev's
Bond girl,
Collectibles, are you trying to troll us?
BB from For Your Eyes Only. I mean, she leads to one of the best Roger Moore lines. Yeah, you know what? Come with me, I buy you an ice cream.
Yeah,
Because he's
I love
disturbed
that.
that this young of a woman is trying to get with him because he's so old.
I have to make this. It makes me roll my eyes every time I watch it, but it was when Sean Connery was in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and he's talking to who is later revealed to be Moriarty, and he's just like, he asks like, "Who are you?" And Sean Connery asks like, "Who are you?" And he says like, "My underlings call me Sir, my superiors call me M." And then Sean Connery's like, M. I'm just like,
That's up there with when Sean Connery gets in that fight in the showers on Alcatraz in the Rock movie, and he's like, "Huh, I guess I'm losing my sex appeal." Sean Connery, in his older years before he retired, he had some of the worst one-liners I've ever heard in my life.
But you know what I wish for the next Bond movie?
Hmm.
I really want Bond to be a chain smoker again. And
Oh
to
yeah,
finally
when
start
in,
slapping women, and he should be attractive again. Because Daniel Craig sure isn't.
I love in Live and Let Die, the novel, they talk about Bond has to cut back to 10 cigarettes a day because he's smoking 3 packs a day. That is the most
dang.
50s thing ever. I'm like, how do you walk?
Yeah.
How do you walk more than a foot without wheezing? And the dude's in his 30s, and you can imagine he's probably smoked since he was like a teenager. Good, his lungs are got to be shriveled and black.
Yeah. That's crazy. What do you guys think about this? I think it's completely false, but
I hope
Oh,
not.
Pierce Brosnan might be Thrawn.
yeah.
You know, I would rather have him be Thrawn than what's his face who plays Doctor Strange.
Well, the one that everybody.
Oh, Benedict
Benedict
Cumberbatch.
Cabbage Patch.
I do
And
not.
Benedict, I roll on the ground pretending to be Smaug.
It's pretty
Cumberbatch.
Smoke.
I hate that.
You have
I
nothing on
hate those
Vermithrax.
Hobbit movies.
They have nothing on Vermithrax pejorative.
No, it's so ridiculous that a dragon from 1981 looks better than a dragon from 2013.
Kev's Collectibles, is this true? Craig Daniel is 52 now?
Yeah, I think the last
Yeah,
time.
He looks it.
yeah.
How
He
old was Roger Moore in A View to a Kill?
Oh, he was in his 60s.
Oh, okay.
He
Because
was
Craig
definitely
looks
in
like
his
he's
60s.
in his 60s too.
Yeah, he
Yeah, I
looked.
saw a video of him. He's like all wrinkled up. His hair is white. He's like bald. He looks like Vladimir Putin.
He does. He does look like him. Yeah.
Well, oh, Roger Moore. I mean, Roger Moore's dead now,
Yeah,
but
no,
Not
Craig.
Moore, I mean Craig.
oh, Craig.
Roger-
Yeah. No, like literally, he's never been brunette ever. I remember everyone was angry that he was blonde in James Bond.
Yeah.
But
You guys-
I think my complaint is more like James Bond is supposed to be like funny, charismatic, attractive, charming. Daniel Craig is absolutely none of this.
Daniel Craig's one thing he's got going for him is I
ripped.
believe when he walks into a room full of bad guys, he's going to kill them with his bare hands. He's going to beat them all to death. That is his big thing, and that's been his thing since Casino Royale. He's in fantastic shape. He can run real fast, and he can punch someone, and I guarantee their teeth will fall out of their skull. And he punched them in the stomach. All right.
Yeah. But I don't believe him as like a ladies' man. Like Roger Moore, 57 years old in View to a Kill. I can still believe he gets
Golly.
women because he's charming and funny and
Yeah,
charismatic.
like I said, his big thing is he can talk anyone into sleeping with him.
Yes, and Craig is like,
Remember the Sinatra
I would
like
rather
joke?
slit my wrist than play Bond again.
Yeah.
Well,
This
he hates
famous
being
quote.
the character. Remember in Skyfall, it was like he said that was his last Bond film.
Yeah, and then,
they
he came
did
back
second, he
because
said,
they
"That's
offered
my
him a ton
last
of
Bond
money.
film."
You guys
So-
both spoke at the exact same time. I don't know what you said.
So he said Spectre was his last Bond movie. He
Right.
would rather slit his wrist than return, and then they just gave him a whole bunch of money. And
Yeah,
it took him like 3 or
I mean,
4 years.
he's got to put his daughter through college somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. Who would you guys? Since you guys are all the big James Bond fans, like me here, I'm like, yeah, I saw Doctor No once. Who would you want to see play the next James Bond? A no-name or
I would say no name or like only regionally known British television actor or something. Like I don't want someone big. Like people say Idris Elba. Okay, first off, he said no, he doesn't want to be the first Black Bond because he will only be remembered as first Black Bond.
yeah?
And people are gonna go apeshit. They got apeshit with Craig because he's blonde. That was already enough.
Yeah, the Bond fans are
And
very.
I kind of agree with them, but not because Craig is blonde, because he's, well, Putin face. Like Roger Moore, isn't he like, he has like light brown hair?
Yeah.
That was like, who cares?
I heard a rumor after Craig they were thinking about rebooting it again, starting from when Bond was younger, and they had the guy from who played Elton John as James Bond.
Oh, he can F off. He's a terrible actor. I'm sorry. He had those Kingsman movies, and they are embarrassing movies.
Then I heard somewhere. I honestly don't want him to be the next James Bond. Someone mentioned Tom Hardy, but I kind of agree with Noah that I kind of want to see someone new.
No, the Tom Hardy can't decide what his voice is going to sound like. Him as Mad Max was horrendous. Him in anything is awful. What was
Except
that movie
Bane,
where he played
because-
two brothers? That movie was awful, where he played those two gangsters. He just talks like this.
But he was great as Bane for all the memes.
Yeah, Bane, Shinzon from Star Trek Nemesis.
Yeah, she's like, my name is Bond, James Bond. You know?
cares who I was till I put on the mask.
And I'm like, come on, Teddy, shaking, don't stand.
For you.
But no, honestly, the one name that kind of was like, okay, I could probably go with that is Henry Cavill.
I don't know. How old is Henry Cavill? Because you have to keep in mind, they want...
40s, I think.
Could work, but you have to remember they want someone who can play Bond for a couple of movies.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Bond needs to start out in his 30s.
Yeah, at
Or at
least
least
like
look
young
like
30s.
he's in his 30s. Like that's how he's described in Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Which they didn't do in the Craig movies. They made him act like he was in his 20s. Which was weird. Why would someone be in the Secret Service that young?
37.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Well, okay, age-wise, this should be fine. And small time, your comment with Lashana Lynch. F off. No
Dang.
way.
I've never
Okay,
heard that.
if they
That's what they
actually do
want.
this, their studio is gonna get burnt down by angry fans.
Who is that?
Jay-
That's what they're trying to do, though.
I think
And
one of
that's
no.
why I think
What they're
We
trying to
talked
do,
about
because
this.
these fucking weirdos from Twitter and everywhere, oh, why can't Bond be a woman? Why does he have to be this toxic masculine guy? Because that's the character, but whatever. They want to keep the fans and these fucking insane idiots happy. And so they keep James Bond the character, but they give this new character, yes,
They want that to
her.
be 007.
No, they give her the 007 number, but James Bond is still James Bond.
yeah,
They want to make
that's
both
part of the
sides
plot
happy.
line of No Time to Die. And
Yeah, it's set up to where
the Die Another Day vibes. No, you and I have talked about this before, where they wanted to give Halle Berry a spin-off movie.
Yeah, Jinx, the movie. And Halle Berry is just awful.
Halle Berry's awful at 90% of what she's been in. Remember X-Men when she had that weird accent that they
Oh.
gave up on after X-Men when they did X2?
I mean, her
Uh,
greatest role, Catwoman, that was a fantastic performance when she's
God.
Oh
hissing
yeah,
at
Adam
dogs.
has the novelization.
Yeah, that's right. Adam's a huge Catwoman fan.
Jeremy, the
I
next
actually
book.
dated someone who was.
You didn't get that book and put it in a. You got that novelization and put it in like a shadow box.
It's like, okay, just keep them coming, guys. You know.
That's like Matthew and his copy of the Crystal Star. Or did the Crystal Star put itself in the shadow box in his bedroom?
It's right there.
Torment them.
It's right here, somewhere. I don't know if it's hiding from me.
It's in that shadow.
Okay, but with the new 007, they're setting it up to where, like, I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, but since James Bond, I guess, is now officially like retired, I guess, this new person, this new person is supposed to have the 007 number.
Which I will say, because I just read the book Forever and a Day. It's a prequel to Casino Royale, the Fleming book. So it takes place in the 50s. And they expanded a little bit on the 007 stuff. So basically, Bond's predecessor gets murdered. And this guy had also the number 007. And it's explained. I don't remember if Fleming did explain it too, but the 007s, there is no 001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are only 3 00 agents. 007, 003, and 0011. And Bond then takes
0011.
007 the number. And that's
they don't talk about that. They talk about in Casino Royale that he had to kill 2 people to be a 00.
Yeah, that's also a thing. But like when he gets the position, he gets to decide what's your code number, and he says, "Oh, 007, I'm just gonna take the number of this guy."
Didn't that like spark like theories that like all the different Bond actors were just different? Like James Bond was not like that person's real name. It's just like James Bond, alias. And the number was like an alias.
Yeah, and now please, for these idiots, explain to me: all of them have dead wives called Tracy. All of them are chain smokers and drink the same type of alcohol. All of them drive the same cars. All of them have the same lifestyle.
That's just a requirement, though. It's like, well, was your ex-wife's name Tracy?
Yeah.
No.
Hired. And especially because they make direct references and... What's the other thing? What about Felix Leiter or Miss Moneypenny or M? Are all of them code names?
Yeah, exactly. Well, M is a code name.
Yeah, M is short for Miles Misery.
Yeah. The guy who does the technology, wasn't his name like Q?
Q.
He's
right?
not in the books, but his name in the movies, they mention it, is Major Boothroyd.
Yeah, he's a Q branch is a thing in Fleming's novels, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But Q himself is not. Which, by the way, I will say, just finished Dr. No. I really like that in the movie Dr. No, one thing they get from the book is the switch to the Walther PPK.
Yeah.
From the Beretta 25. That was a really nice thing. It's weird in the movie, but it makes so much sense in the book because From Russia with Love, my favorite Bond book, because half the book, Bond's not in it. It is Schmesh trying to get back at him for what he's done from the previous... From Casino Royale, specifically Live and Let Die and Moonraker, he's foiled them and made them look bad twice. But they also reference Casino Royale. And
quick answer this question: did Bond ever sleep with Moneypenny? No, but she's masturbating, thinking about it in Die Another Day.
It's implied in the reboot with Craig that they may or may not have slept with each other prior to Skyfall. Which I like that. That's a change that I do appreciate, that there is that flirty thing, like there was a relationship, but it never really developed. But there's like no feelings other than like physical attraction there, you know?
Yeah. But to go back to From Russia with Love.
Yeah, so, and From Russia with Love, it's just Schmesh is putting this diabolical plan to play off of all of like Bond's vices. Like they go through and they do like this personnel file because they want to embarrass the British Secret Service, and they want to also get Bond because Bond's made them look bad specifically. And so they get Tatiana, the Bond girl for the film, and they lie to her, and like she's supposed to rendezvous and fall in love with James Bond. That's part of it. They have this sociopath, like unstoppable, like man that's going to kill him. But they also blackmail him with lewd photos, which in the movie it's a sex tape because they updated it for the 60s. But they have all these things set up, and it takes half the book to set this up, and then finally Bond's in there. But that first half, you are on the edge of your seat the whole time. And then for the rest of the book, you're like, oh God, he's going for it. This is going to be bad for him. and that you have that throughout the whole book.
Yeah, and that shows what a great writer Fleming is, because the first half of the book just sets up this is what's gonna happen. That's what
And
the
these
bad
books
guys plan.
aren't long.
Yeah. And still, just amazing. Where's Matthew?
Oh,
He had to go
yeah.
briefly. Anyway, but I like in Doctor No, he's still recovering from what happened in From Russia with Love, because it goes bad. Although I didn't like the one-off line about a certain character. I thought,
In
oh, that's really convenient. I won't spoil.
oh wait. You mean in Doctor No when they mention a character from
From Russia with Love.
I was thinking you meant like when he talks about Tiffany Case in From Russia with Love. What happened?
No, that made sense.
Yeah. What do you think about it generally? Because he talks about these women again in the next books.
Yeah, well, they could. First of all, when I first started noticing, I didn't care for Solitaire in Live and Let Die. She's just like, she's attractive and she has a thing for him, and she may be psychic, but really she's just kind of an empath and knows like can read people like and their emotions like just by looking at their faces. That's fine. I didn't get the appeal of the two of them. Like, it is what it is. It's typical Bond girl. I love in Moonraker that she's not into him. Like that whole thing, that Bond girl is not into James, and it's like, okay, there we go. That's something different. And then
Matt
Tiffany
Machette.
Case,
Matt Machette gotta go. Bye.
all right,
Oh, see you
later,
man.
dude. Tiffany Case, I didn't like her at first. I found her really abrasive, but her whole backstory is incredibly tragic and disturbing. But it makes sense that she wouldn't be there from Russia with Love, because the stories dictate that doesn't happen. But they come up with something that makes sense. It wasn't until we got to Dr. No, and it's like, okay, that's lazy. Just to
Jeremy,
write this character off, especially
Jeremy-
because one of my favorites. I felt so bad for her.
I was just wanting to say this. Like, I love how we're talking about James Bond, and your face is obscured in like a Blowfield type fashion.
Oh, I know. I don't like this setup.
I just thought it was kind of
needed to
perfect
bring
for this
Jamie
discussion. I just thought it was perfect for this discussion. You should be like number one, or number two, or something.
Oh, but Jeremy, I think you're confusing something.
Yes.
Are you thinking the main Bond girl is mentioned in Doctor No?
Yeah.
That's not her they talk about.
Is it?
I think now we can spoil it, I think, because it's not what you think. This guy asks M, what about this Russian woman you brought to me, this doctor?
Oh, they're talking about the villain.
Rosa Klepp.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
It's so
sorry.
annoying that because I wanted her to have her on-screen comeuppance.
Yeah.
That's frustrating too. Not as frustrating, but it is frustrating.
But what did you think
makes
about
sense.
the ending of the book? If we can spoil it, I mean, it's from the 50s, but whatever.
Yeah, Bond's poisoned.
And the book literally ends with Bond being stuck with like a poisoned needle in the shoe, and he falls on the floor, dead. Book ends.
Yeah, that's what my dad was telling me.
Yeah, and then Dr. No, he's just recovered and he gets sent on a fluff run, which turns out to be like a horrible thing. Oh god, so many bugs in Dr. No. I was not enjoying that, Noah. Freaking centipedes, tarantulas.
What did you think of Dr. No's death in comparison to the movie? Because in the book it's so funny.
It served him right. I get why they didn't do it in the movie. But it's pretty funny. I won't
Should we
spoil
tell
that.
Adam? Because I would like to see his reaction.
What's
What
up?
happens to Dr. No in the
Oh, he gets buried in
bird shit?
bird crap
Yeah, my dad told me about that.
instead of falling into a vat of acid.
This would have
It's
been
just
amazing in the film.
He also has weird pincer hands.
I kind of want to see like the the pitch of that idea at the meetings. It's like, what if Doctor No gets killed by Burke? I'm like, yeah, okay. I feel like we keep coming back to this acid thing, though. You know?
It's like Back to the Future, where the bully keeps getting thrown into poop.
Oh yeah.
But no, can you imagine that for your first Bond movie? So it was
What
the
a way
first
to
one.
start.
Yeah. I can't wait. I'm finished. I'm reading the Gremlins book club book right now, and then I'll probably go into Goldfinger.
It will be so interesting because now you're in the second half of the Fleming books,
I know.
and now it gets really interesting.
Yeah, I'm ready for Bond to turn a lesbian straight.
Yeah.
I'm worried. I'm worried about how I'm supposed. So, like, I haven't reviewed any of these. I've been waiting until January is when I'll start reviewing Bond books. I'm worried to explain because there's some dated dialogue in these and terminology that's now super racist and sexist
And that's why we love
and
it.
homophobic. And I have to put these warnings in there, and I'm not sure how to do it. It doesn't really start happening till well, actually there's some questionable misogynistic things in Casino Royale.
But that's the point.
Yes. And it makes sense, and I will explain it that way. But when we get to Live and Let Die and the terminology for black people and terminology for plants that's also racist, it gets really out of hand, and then Dr. No, it doubles down on that. And oh no. It's my one caveat when these books are good, but you have to look at them as products of the 50s. Yeah.
What to say? I think I see the making of a James Bond podcast between you two.
Oh, I don't know how long we could keep that up, though.
Yeah, just
I don't know how long. I don't know how I keep coming up with Star Wars Legends episodes, though. To be fair, that's been going on for close to. Oh, we're pushing towards a decade. Legends podcast.
Oh boy.
We started that. Well, no, it's been about 2015. Legends podcast happened.
He has returned.
I don't know, Matthew. When did you first? You were in the second episode of Legends podcast. When did that happen?
There was a second episode?
You were in the second episode.
Oh, wow.
We had just become friends.
It had to have been 2014?
15, something like that. Yeah. I don't think Force Awakens come. No, it would have to been after Force Awakens came out.
Was it? I didn't think I had the oldest kid yet.
No, you had. I didn't know you. I met you when Asher was a baby.
Okay. For some reason, I thought it was like right before.
Yeah.
After.
Because I remember he was maybe one when I met you. And then you ended up with another one. And then another one.
Yeah. Then we got Mikey in the comments. It's actually my brother-in-law. You need to get him in here. Mikey, you need to send me your email address, and you can come on if you want. He's got some wild Star Wars ideas. He's a huge Star Wars fan.
So should we go back to talking Star Wars instead of James Bond?
Yeah, I'm running out of Bond.
Well, I had
But you know what? Since Adam brought it up, Jeremy and I gonna do a James Bond podcast leading up to No Time to Die to release, which will never happen. So it's gonna go on.
Oh, we're gonna review the movies?
And the books.
Okay, we can do that.
I would like to talk about the movies because, you know.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I've been wanting to podcast with you for a hot minute. Although I did say we were going to do some backpedalers because I have some disgusting stories that I can't talk about on Matthew's stream. Or is this Adam's stream? I don't know whose stream this is anymore.
This is my stream. It's the Noah and Jeremy 007 discussion.
Yeah, 007 hour. Yeah.
Here's episode 1.
I hope, Matthew, you have fun like taking screen snippets out of this.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Just like,
the
let's see. Let me.
First 30 minutes will have the judgment. The next 2 hours will be
Let's talk about James Bond for the next 2 hours.
007
Oh yeah, and then you have to put in the beeping out of
Oh yeah.
swearing.
Oh yeah, especially the German James Bond quote.
Maybe you know what I might do? I might just snip out every time you said an F word and just post a video. It's just you saying the F word.
You just cut me out
Hey,
completely.
every F word that you used tonight.
This would be the sequel of when Noah took me falling down and made a video out of it.
Because it was amazing.
Dude, I have only been drunk like that once since then. And you know what happened, Noah?
What?
I passed out in my kitchen on the floor.
You didn't film it, did you?
No, I was a lot worse than I was that night. I drank 2 whole bottles of Jameson, one sitting, out of the bottles.
Before we move on, I was going to mention we were video messaging today, Noah, and I was telling him about Jeremy about the Lego 007 Aston Martin that they came out with recently, and then he sent me another message saying he's like darn you, Adam, now I have to buy it.
The thing is, it's out of stock, so it's now $250.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I was like, oh, well, that saved me. I can never pay that much for a Lego. I could pay that much for a book, though.
Small time, correct? Jeremy fallen over.
I was waiting for you to make a sequel to that where you took the Iron Maiden song Falling Down off of X Factor.
It might still happen.
It
I
might.
still have the clip. I also, something I maybe should upload it right after this stream, because I made one for the Star Wars Perversion podcast.
Oh, you know what happened because of that? I keep getting flagged
Oh, sorry.
on the Legends They haven't gotten to that one yet, but I've gotten so many age-restricted videos on Legends. It's basically anytime Amelia's on there, we get an age restriction.
Invite to my brother-in-law. He's going to be joining us.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
It'll be different.
I had 3 books here that I was wanting to show, if that's okay. Like, they're all comic book related. I was wanting to get you guys what you guys thought about them.
Before you do that, what is that monstrosity on your left shoulder? The gray thing next to the Ninja Turtle. The other one. Okay, yeah, you're in inverse.
No, this?
Yeah, what is that?
It's a Godzilla Funko.
Oh, well, that explains the solar size. Okay.
Kev's
What'd you think?
Collectibles. Yes, I said perversion, because just look for Jeremy's Star Wars Legends podcast, the adult podcast, as he calls it, because I completely derailed the discussion. And we just talked about sex in Star Wars.
And we weren't talking about porn wars.
But I had this book I got a few years ago. What do you guys think?
Batman Fear itself.
It's is that based off of a comic or is that just its own thing?
Oh, Michael Reeves.
It's its own thing.
Yeah, it's Michael Reeves who wrote what was that? Shadow Game?
Hunter.
Shadow Hunter. Shadow Game. He also wrote Shadow Games too.
Well, I read somewhere online that this is supposed to tie into the Dark Knight, and then I was reading no, it doesn't, because it talks about Mr. Freeze and everything, and I'm like,
well, even the photo of Batman there does not look anything like the Nolan.
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like the terrible Christian Bale bats it.
Yes.
Yeah, the Scarecrow looks pretty intimidating, though.
Yeah. Pretty creepy.
And I actually, where I got the Superman book, I also found this one. I didn't know they made books, paperback books with them, but they had Daredevil, the Man Without Fear.
Ooh. Is that based off of the Frank Miller?
No, it's called the Cutting Edge.
Oh, okay.
So I think they just they
ran out of room.
Yeah, it may have just been like, hey, here's the amazing Spider-Man. I think it's like Daredevil, the Man Without Fear, but I like the cover. I like the sound waves, and I'm actually excited to read this one because I like Daredevil, and
I couldn't
I
tell by the beautiful Elektra art behind you.
oh yeah, the Daredevil and Elektra art right there.
Yeah. It's
have
not
a-
quite on an Elektra assassin level, if you're familiar with that story.
I have not read that one yet.
That was when Frank Miller and the artist, I can't remember the artist's name, were on Quaaludes for a weekend and wrote a 12-issue Elektra miniseries.
Mm.
It
I
makes
haven't read
no sense, but it is some of the most beautiful Marvel art I've ever seen.
All right, guys. Here we have the brother-in-law making his debut on the Geek Static. We've got Mikey.
Hey,
Hey, Mike.
What's up?
How's it going? Can you hear me? Mikey?
What's up, everyone?
Hey, can you hear us?
hey, how are you?
Not bad, not bad.
Awesome. So you're a huge Star Wars fan, right?
Oh, probably the biggest.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about Star Wars book covers earlier, judging them. It was a good time. Now, what do you read? Do you read all of the new canon stuff, or the expanded universe, or a mixture of both?
A mixture.
Yeah. What would you say your favorite book is?
Probably the Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, it is. Someone asked me that earlier. You got really
I think if I had to choose, I would say probably it would be the Thrawn trilogy
from the expanded universe or the new stuff?
from the expanded universe.
Okay.
I just like that trilogy. Kind of. I would have loved to seen those live action films. That would have been awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I mean, we got what we got, which was good. But I think somewhere down the line, they need to go back and
Another
take
reboot.
another reboot and say, hey, we need to. We've got all this material. They say that hey, we don't have anything for new. You've got this whole expanded universe. You've got Legends. You've got canon stuff. You've got Legends. You've got expanded universe. There's plenty of material there to make a whole wish list of Star Wars material.
Yeah. And speaking of a new like our favorite Star Wars stuff, Noah, what is your absolute favorite Star Wars book?
Absolute favorite.
Yeah. Do you have one? Is that one of those things you have to sit and think about?
Standalone books. I would say Darth Plagueis. But I would say my favorite Star Wars story overall is the 19th book, The New Jedi Order.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Now, forgive me, Noah. Aren't you about to start like a big podcast thing about that?
What I just uploaded, you mean?
Okay. All right. Okay, that must be what it is then. Is that the thing that you teased a while back?
Oh yeah, I teased it. I uploaded 2 parts already, but it's not New Jedi Order. It's Legacy of the Force, the 9-book series.
Okay. All right.
And it's more of a beat down because I really don't like it.
Okay.
It's basically
Yeah,
me and Josh Farr insulting the series for like 2 to 6 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, hence the emo Peter Parker memes and everything.
Jason McGuire, that's what we call him in Legacy of the Force.
That's funny. Adam, what's your absolute favorite Star Wars book? Do you have one?
Are we talking like both canon and Legends, or just
Anyone. This is where we judge you.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Legends, Plagueis. Now, I was gonna say, like I said in a stream one time, that one of my favorites. I was gonna say it's my favorite because of sentimental reasons. It was a gift from my wife. Was a certain point of view, but my favorite canon story is Lords of the Sith.
Okay. Yeah, Jeremy.
I mean, Darth Plagueis. This is just the Darth Plagueis stream right now.
Yeah, right.
It's so good. It's what the EU stood for, you know?
Yeah.
Just tying things together.
See, but I still don't know what my favorite would be. Well, I've been going with Lost Stars for the longest time, but
You used to go with Kenobi, I know that.
Kenobi was awesome. I definitely would like to revisit that. It's the only hardcover that I have in the Expanding Universe shelf. I'm not going to replace it. I should, but I'm not going to. Because, you know, Kenobi's got the high ground.
Mhm.
I've kept that going there. But, yeah, with the canon stuff, I still probably have to go with Lost Stars, I think. Until I reread a couple of things, if I ever get around to it. Which I probably really should. Because Lost Stars is a YA novel, and I should probably not have that as my favorite. But
Have you even finished Approaching Storm?
no.
Oh, I thought he was about to get booted again.
That's the next Rogue Planet situation.
It
You're
is.
just
It
gonna
really
sit
has-
on this book for a couple of years.
It has been, and I hate that. I picked it up the other day to start reading, and then, like, it's like bedtime for the kids. And, of course, when I picked up the book, someone had to start crying. So I had to put the book down, and I never got to pick it back up.
How that feels.
Yeah. So I haven't picked it up. I've been meaning to, but you know, like right now, for the rest of this year, I'm reading Gremlins, that novelization for the Paper Movies book club.
Mhm.
So people, if you don't know anything about the novelization book club, Mike, we pick up novelizations and we read them, and then we talk about them on the Paper Movies channel. Pretty fun stuff. But I've got this one, and then I've got Approaching Storm. So I'm going to try. I'm rushing through this one, so I can pick up Approaching Storm again. I would like to get to Approaching Storm before the new High Republic stuff comes out. That's canon, because that's
You
going to be
know-
like a huge event. I think there's going to be like 3 or 4 books that come out at once with that, which sucks. I know that's cool for a lot of people, but I mean, give us some space. You know?
But you know, you talked about what you have to read for December, and I have a mission. I need to finish my Expanded Universe books, like the novels, not like YA stuff. That has time, because the only books I'm missing were Order 66, Imperial Commando, and The Last Jedi, like the Legends book, not the movie or something.
Right.
You said
And-
that Wait, you said you're looking for The Last Jedi?
Oh no, I have it. I just need to read
Oh.
it because I was thinking I want to finish this before the year ends. Like, so I can say 2020, all Star Wars Legends books completed. I have read everything. So I'm currently on Imperial Commando,
Nice.
halfway done.
Cool.
And then Last Jedi after that.
Those
I
books
just said,
are so thick. Is it just? I wonder if that's just the way the translation is.
Oh no, it's a really big paperback. That's like,
golly.
this is similar to how your American books look like, and this is like,
I was like, that's almost as big as this one right here.
yeah.
Yeah, because I mean these are small. These paperbacks. I mean, there's my hand next to it.
I remember when I first bought a bunch of these American copies, and I was like, those are just adorable. Like, it feels like it's made
It's a
like they
little
are made
tiny-
for little kids.
Yeah,
Because this
Yeah.
is like really, you know.
yeah. See, Mikey, he's in Germany. Noah's in Germany right now, so different time zones and different book zones too. I think he's frozen, or am I frozen?
No, I can see you move. I think he's frozen.
Oh wait, here we go. Mikey's back. Mikey, you back?
Yeah,
For a
sorry about
second-
that.
You froze there.
For a second, we had him twice on here.
Like, oh no, yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Oh,
that there.
not anymore. Yeah, you froze, and we're like sitting there talking. What did you think, Mikey? It's like he's either sleeping or he's frozen.
No, sorry about that. I lost
You're good.
connection there for a second.
I was just saying that Noah's from Germany, so his books look a little bit different over there.
There we go. I'm back.
Back.
Finally.
We're just looking at his collection of EU books that he wants to finish off.
Yeah.
Ah.
So I just need to finish Imperial Commando.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Last Jedi.
Also sorry.
Oh. And I think the Dark Forces novellas by William C. Dietz.
Okay, those are awesome.
Yeah, and short. So this I should finish it before 2020 ends.
So you'll have read all of Legends.
Yeah, at least all the novels, like YA stuff and comics is still missing, but the big stuff.
Have
out of the
you
way.
read Heart of the Jedi yet?
I read the first 3 or 4 chapters. Still
Wait.
need to finish it.
Heart of the Jedi, is that the one that was not
That
published?
it was the abandoned Bantam novel that Kenneth C. Flint released on Joe Bongiorno's website.
I was gonna say,
printed, right, in like a book form?
Oh, you mean the bootlegs that someone made, and
Yeah.
then Disney kept throwing cease and assists at that?
Yeah.
Jeremy, real hard question. I'm now on Imperial Commando, halfway through it. I had to suffer through Order 66. What is your opinion on that book?
I've not read it per se. There are things I know about it. It's a frustrating thing. Dylan's the better person to talk to from my podcast about that.
So basically, Order 66, the book, doesn't have a story at all.
No, it
until
doesn't.
the last 80 pages when Order 66 happens. Before that, we get Karen Travis talking about how the Jedi are just Nazi scum and how awesome Mandalorians are.
Oh yeah,
And
no.
how
She-
every clone trooper has his
her
own girlfriend.
storyline.
and that book is like 500 pages long, and it's same with this.
It's Cal Scarata just being like, okay, I have a plan to get everyone off, but everyone needs to get the Coruscant first. And you're just like, okay, Cal, you're being terrible. You're becoming an awful character. That's like how I understand it. And then Order 66 happens and crap hits the fan.
Yeah,
and
I'm so
then-
glad when I have finished it.
Oh, you're not going to like the ending.
Oh yeah, I know it ends open, but at this point I just want to get it over with. Like, I don't care about any characters or the
The thing-
storyline.
The thing is, I want it continued, but not by Karen Travis.
Oh yeah, you
Because-
talked about it. Alexander Freed, you said, would be a good choice.
Yeah, because there's the whole. If you've read No Prisoners, which you should read before you get into Republic Commando, it's not part of Republic Commando, but it sets up some storyline that happens later on in the series with the Altus and the Rogue Jedi that Callista's part of.
Yeah.
Basically, they needed to get to why Callista is a spirit in a machine.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that.
Jedi.
Yeah, I was wondering if Travis was gonna do it in the sequel to this one. Because that's set
There
up
were
in Order
several
66.
people planned. That's how she has it, and I think that was one of the things because she liked that story, and she brings it up in her books. In No Prisoners, Callista's a main character, as well as Hellion.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's a Filoni Clone Wars spinoff.
Which feels weird.
It's weird, but at the same time, it's the only book where Rex is a main character and you get his thoughts on things, and I like that.
Yeah.
Ahsoka
And-
doesn't feel right in it, but there's some funny moments where you can tell she hated having to write the character, but that was the part of how she got to do this story, which is basically Rex and Ahsoka go to space Afghanistan. And then we also get the fan service of Callista meets Anakin, the father of her,
Her lover in the future.
her love in the future when she inhabits the body of one of his dead students.
Which he then fucks. Which is not disturbing at all. I'm sorry, Matthew.
Not me who said it. I just want to throw that out there. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
When you start with this, okay?
we start going down the road of where
Okay,
we
need to
Matthew's
escape
like, no
this.
more.
crack in here.
so okay, we need to escape it. Imperial Commando. Something I found out recently.
Mikey's lost it.
Great.
Adam's
Yes,
gone.
small time. I'm with you.
What?
I'm with small time here. He hated the characters.
Kalskara.
I don't even know who that is. I guess that's from.
So, Imperial Commando, there is, unlike Order 66, there are hints of a actual storyline. Which is
Yeah.
amazing. But it's intercut with like, so far, 200 pages of Skirata and his Mandalorians and clone buddies being in like this Mandalorian village, and they learn how to cook and hunt and farm.
Yeah, I
Who
don't
cares?
get it. Is it in Order 66 or is it in Imperial Commando when it's implied the 501st was not bred on Camino?
It's Order 66.
Okay,
They
that's
talk about it.
one
They are Sparky
fascinating
clones.
thing of Order 66 is that they were bred specifically to raid the temple, and they weren't bred with the other clones.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and it really pokes holes in the Filoni chips thing.
Which I hate the chips.
Oh yeah, no, it takes away from a lot of things, and it kills one of my favorite Clone Wars characters off in a dumb way.
To me, it would have been so much more tragic if they were just following orders. You know, it's like, oh, you're really gonna do that?
Because not all the clones followed the orders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
According to the cartoon.
But you know what I found out with Imperial Commando? Apparently in like 2012 or something, they talked about, I think Super Stoney said it, oh yeah, there are hopes for Imperial Commando 2. We have something up our sleeves, and I think the fans are gonna like it. And then of course Disney happened. And we never got it. And
Well,
I wonder
they
if
were
they got
planning
another
the game.
offer.
They were planning Imperial Commando the game, which would be the sequel to Republic Commando. Because we never find out what happens to Sev at the end of the Republic Commando game, except for they mention briefly in either True Colors or Order 66 that he's in enemy hands.
Adam, why is your finger?
He's
I'm-
looking at the comments.
Yeah,
I was trying to do something when you were doing that.
yeah. Sorry, I'm typing on my phone.
It's like your finger's coming on my screen. Why is it doing that?
Vote for Waru. You know.
Yeah,
And I
Uh,
think I have to go perverted again, but that's a quote from the book, so please don't add me. So, one of the characters is a Jedi who starts to despise the Jedi for how they use the clones, and he joins the Mandalorians. The prologue for Order 66, it's pure Karen Travis. It's this Mandalorian ex-Jedi talking to a still Jedi, like, you are so terrible, you are Nazis, you are so awful people, it's so awesome being a Mandalorian now. You are scum,
Is
basically.
he the one who's in 000?
hey,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Adam's going to head out.
Oh.
Thank you for being here, Adam.
Yeah, thanks for having me on again, Matthew. And it's good.
Appreciate it.
Enjoyed talking to you guys again as always. And Michael, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, bud.
Yeah. But yeah, again, thanks for having me, guys. And I will. I'll catch you guys later.
Thanks.
All right,
Alright.
see ya.
Bye.
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 So, but this character has like a line in Order 66. They are getting some woman out of prison, and he has to pretend to be angry at her, and he calls her like fucking Jedi whore or something.
Wow.
And it's like, great job, Karen. Great job.
Do you remember when Etain in Hard Contact is like, hey, Darman, you're a 10-year-old in the Force? And then in 000, which happens like maybe a month or two later, they're boning, and then they have a child together?
Yes.
That's Karen Travis. That is the quintessential Karen Travis moment right there.
Yes. Because I would recommend the first Republic Commando, and then it just gets worse
Oh yeah,
and worse
Hard
and worse.
Contact is a solid book.
Yeah.
000 is when it falls apart. It still has moments where it's really cool.
Mhm.
The premise is nice. Terrorism in Coruscant, and they go undercover.
It
And they
still
have
had a
the
story.
They have the Mando raid, and then we have Delta Squad and Omega Squad have issues and stuff. That's fine, but it's intermixed with stupid drama.
Yeah, and stupid drama. It's all what Order 66 is. Like 500 pages of, oh, I should tell him I have his child and hidden from him. And Skirata is, oh, my boys, I need to break them out of the army.
Well, this is coming from the same woman who had to retcon Boba Fett for her needs in Legacy of the Force by writing Boba Fett a practical man, where Boba Fett is like, we're going to be secret spies for the New Republic, and it's like, he would never do that.
And of course, also, Boba Fett has also family problems with his granddaughter and his wife.
Well, that was already a problem before Karen Travis got her hands on that. They
But
just
still,
didn't
like-
talk about it.
But I have to agree with Matt Wilkins on this one. Like, this really feels like glorified fan fiction at points.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because they bring all these women to Mandalore, and with the clones, and they spend time with each other because they are now all in exile because of the rise of the Empire, and all of the women start being attracted to different clones and Mandos there, and it's like,
Yeah, that's Karen Travis in a nutshell. Meanwhile, a handful of the clones are stuck in the Empire
yeah.
for drama purposes.
Mike, have you read any of those Trooper books?
No, not yet.
I still got a long way to go before I get there too.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
she somehow
especially with your
stretched it on
reading
500
of reading one
pages.
book a decade.
I've read 24 books this year. I
None
think.
of them were EU, though. That's what I mean. You read one.
Wait,
One.
how many books did you read this year?
Let me look. I got Goodreads. I created an account.
You did.
You guys need to create an account too, so we
Yeah,
can.
then we need to put Paper Movie on Goodreads.
Yeah, it shows you how many books you can have challenges and stuff. And yeah, I have read this year. If I can find it, where's this stupid thing? Reading challenge. You can set challenges, like I said. Okay, I have read 24 books, so I beat my goal. It was 20, so I've read 24.
So I do this the old-fashioned way. I use paper and a pen and write it down.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I
So
don't think
I'm
that one's
on
good,
book
That could literally be anything, Noah.
181 books this year. So
Wow.
far.
I'm not surprised because you read a book a day, basically.
Yeah. I think I finished like 2 or 3 books a week. I reread the entire Darth Bane trilogy in 1 week,
What?
which I'm very proud of.
Jeez. Yeah, it takes me a whole month to get through something like this.
Yeah. Oh God, Matthew. We may have to have words in the next paper movies about this.
Now, how far are you into it?
2-3 chapters in.
2 through. Okay. Well, hey.
I want to give it some time. That's why I say there may be words.
Yeah.
Not that there's going to be words about this.
'Cause
But I'm worried.
I had that same feeling. I'm on chapter 7.
I mean, I literally did the first live stream reading of a chapter of a book so we could get a reaction out of me. For Matthew and Adam on our Marco Polo.
I need to save that. Maybe we could post that at the end as like a little extra credit.
Who would want to watch that except for you?
You had little comments that you made in there. That was funny.
I don't know if we can post those though.
I
That
think
might be some redacted Noah language going on there.
maybe. Mikey, are there bookstores around where you're at? Yeah, it's shut down.
Well, since the COVID, they've all shut down.
Okay.
So I'm lucky to get a couple here or there at like Walmart if they have them.
Yeah.
And the last one that I got that I'm just finished was Smuggler's Run.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm ashamed to say, but that's really the only one I've read so far this couple months.
Yeah.
But when they were open, I was like gobbling books up, trying to get them. But I had a good collection too.
Yeah.
But with the COVID and everything, like it's time to shut down. So
They're still shutting all the bookstores down here early. Like they'll close at 7 o'clock now. It's like, oh, you can't stay open for a few more hours because COVID's going to get you when the sun goes down. Stupid. So stupid. Like well, no,
I have a mess behind me.
I have no idea how long it's going to take me to read these.
That's what I was gonna ask. What do you read after Approaching Storm? Like, I know Attack of the Clones novelization comes chronologically.
That'll be what I read next.
Yeah, but then Clone Wars era. Where do you
He
begin?
reads Cestus Deception next, since he's reading adult novels. Sorry, I'm looking at mine in the corner.
Yeah, I do too, because I was wondering, he shouldn't start with Republic Commando or the TCW tie-ins.
No, he has Cestus Deception,
Shatterpoint?
then Jedi Trial, then the Clone Wars movie novelization.
Wait, Jedi Trial. Oh, I can't see my top shelf. It looks like it was Outbound Flight, Approaching Storm, and then there's like I see a green lightsaber on the spine with a red Star Wars text. I can't see what the title of the book is. And then
Yeah,
Can you pull that down?
Gambit?
after that,
Probably.
no, it's Attack of the Clones, and then after that, it shows the Clone Wars novelization.
No, that's wrong. That's how it is on the timeline on the books. Don't read it that way. You need to read Cestus Deception and then Jedi Trial because Anakin's a Padawan in those.
Okay. Cestus Deception is the first book on my second shelf.
Yeah, then read Jedi Trial, then read the Clone Wars, then read Wild Space and No Prisoners, then
Then the Gambit.
Shatterpoint.
Isn't the Gambit books? They're after.
Those are coming up, but you read Shatterpoint, Hard Contact, then either read. It really doesn't matter because they don't tie into each other. You could go on and read 000 before you went into Stealth and Siege because those are unbearable and they tie into absolutely nothing.
Could he just skip Stealth and Siege? Because I don't think Matthew will ever touch a Star Wars book again after those.
No, he will because he's read the Crystal Star.
Read the Crystal Star.
And he thinks that's the worst thing ever. He has a lot
You
hard.
will change your opinion on that.
Really?
Once you read Gambit.
Oh,
Like that. I didn't know that you made me
he goes
that.
into True Colors after that.
Because
So he's got
Crystal
he's got
Star is insane,
bad.
but Gambit, it's so boring and there's absolutely nothing.
They're both boring. They're both unbearable. There should have not been a book, period, let alone two books that.
Mike,
This one is weird and funny and just crazy. Gambit is
This is the worst
Sleeping
book I've ever read, Mikey. The Crystal Star.
yeah, I'll
definitely-
agree with you.
Have you read it?
The thing is,
I couldn't get through the whole book. It just got too boring.
This is proof,
you weren't blessed by Waru?
Mikey. This is proof that this book came from the depths of hell. You see that 666 right there in the Falcon?
Mm-hmm.
Satan
Yeah.
wrote this book.
Yeah, I couldn't get. I got through maybe like 4 chapters, and then I was like, the heck with it.
Yep.
I will say though, Matthew,
Yes.
after True Colors, you have MedStar Duology, which is good.
Well, I mean, people have been saying the Approaching Storm is crappy, but like I'm 5 chapters in, and I'm like, I enjoy it.
It's
Then
fine.
that's good.
It's funny that the ladies in it. What do you got? Barris, right, and
Luminara?
Luminara. They're like getting their rear end handed to them. They can't win a fight until Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi show up. It's like oh, they suck. The women, they don't know how to fight.
And then doesn't Barris give Anakin a lecture?
Well, I know she was like judging him a lot.
Yeah.
I'm at a point right now where she's been kidnapped.
Oh,
That's the last thing that I read is she just got the people that captured her. Like, what was they intentionally hired like mentally retarded people to go and kidnap. Did they even say that? Like,
don't word it that way.
that's what they were, though. They're like slow. I'm not insulting anybody. I'm just saying they hired
That
people.
terminology.
It's 2020. I don't know what you're supposed to call people.
They're disabled people, but it's
Slow.
like, yeah,
mentally
there we go. That's better.
Mentally
Don't drop the R word. Matthew, I'm trying to save you from the people that will attack you.
I don't care. This is what they are.
They're the people who think you're a homophobe.
Or
If you don't
mentally.
want characters that sole purpose is their sexuality.
They say that, yeah.
I'm just trying to save you when you live here. I'm trying to protect you.
Well, I'll have to go through there, and I'll have to find a little passage with what I'm talking about and read it, and people would understand. People are just so afraid of words these days. Little safe space.
So you say those characters in the book are fucking retards?
Yes.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's okay.
Oh my God.
It's okay if I say it.
It's not okay when you say it.
Yes, it absolutely is.
My expectations for you are so low, I can find them next to dinosaur bones.
All right. No, but there's nothing wrong with. I mean, they are mentally incapable. Even in the way that their speech is written, it's like, what is going on here? See, here's someone right here. Let's see.
Tim. Obviously.
Tim. I'm going to say Tim. Timra. I like The Approaching Storm because reading it kind of felt like playing an RPG due to all of the new members the Jedi recruit for their team. The new members the Jedi recruit for their team.
Tim, you just love to annoy me with your opinions.
Thank you, Tim. I enjoyed that opinion, though.
It's nice to have differing opinions.
Yeah. Like, I have notes somewhere, but I can't remember why they intentionally hired people that need handicap stickers because the brain doesn't work right. Because I can't remember the reason why. There's a reason why, and I can't remember what it was. It was like, oh, well, if nobody's going to believe them anyway because they're so mentally stupid, it's a perfect cover-up.
To change the subject.
At me.
Sometimes
come at Matthew and you will need Jesus.
Sometimes when reading in chronological order, you just hit patches of bad.
Yeah.
I'm worried you're about to hit a real bad patch of bad in the Clone Wars part of the timeline by reading a bunch of crap.
Well, I watched the Clone
and hopefully it stays for the good.
I watched the Clone Wars, so are the books?
Well, that's the worst of it.
Okay, well then we're good.
Although Stealth and Siege are Clone Wars tie-ins to Filoni's show.
Couldn't he technically just read the original Clone Wars novels, then Karen Travis, Republic Commando, and then the TCW tie-ins? I just want to I don't want to torture Matthew. Because
good, but it would be out of order.
That doesn't matter with the TCW tie-ins anyway.
It matters the wild space.
Yeah.
That's the one. It's so peculiar. That's the one where the timeline gets Wreck-It Ralphed.
If I made it through the what was that trilogy called? The Before the Storm, the Black Fleet Crisis. If I make it through that, I can make it through other stuff, right?
Yeah.
That to me was the most boring Star Wars that I'd ever.
This stuff isn't boring. It's awful. It's really awful stuff that you're going to get stuck in sludging in the middle. The best of it being Shatterpoint, and that's not very good.
Shatterpoint is fantastic.
No, it's not. It's written by
in
Matthew
the minority.
Stover. It's Matthew Stover being too Matthew Stover for its own good. It's not quite on the level of Luke Skywalker and the Shadows of Mindor, but it's up there.
That's actually
Matthew C. Jeremy has opposite day. When he says Matthew Stover sucks, he means he's the greatest Star Wars author.
Oh, no, his Revenge of the Sith novel is incredible. And Trader's pretty good. It's just, I don't really care when he talks about a TIE Defender's everything about its ship for pages and pages and pages.
Which,
if I
to
wanted
be fair,
to read
he
that,
only
I'd read a
does.
fucking schematic. Like, I don't care. It doesn't do anything for the plot to do that. To just go off on these tangents.
Um,
But I will say his EU knowledge is incredible.
Matthew?
I was just gonna ask Mike. I don't know what your opinion on the Clone Wars is. Do you like the Clone Wars, like the show?
Depending on which one you're talking about.
Well, see, the Dave Filoni Clone Wars.
Yeah, I like those better than the first ones that there were.
Why did you do that?
Just kidding.
Jesus, Matthew.
I'm not gonna boot you. So you like Dave Filoni's Clone Wars better than the I can't say his name.
Tartakovsky.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's there's more depth to it. There's more character arcs. You know, there's more relationship. You know, what's the word I'm looking for? They bring out the characters more.
Right.
More
Yeah.
character stuff, basically.
Yeah, it's not all about just the fighting. You really get to know the characters,
Yeah.
and you really get to know. You see the Clone Wars through their eyes. If you get my drift.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's important to really understand down the line of like what's going to come with Order 66. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the relationships that they have built with their clone troops and everything, and how later on those clone troops are going to turn against them. You know, how the betrayal, and I really think that's important. You know, for the continuation of the story.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody out there has made a cut of the last arc, like 3 episodes of the Clone Wars, when it mixes in between the events of Revenge of the Sith. Is that right, or is it just one episode?
No, it's like the last 4
Last
episodes.
4 episodes. I wonder if
You
that
know-
would be like a super cut where they put it all together.
I hope not. That'd be really long.
It would be long.
There's one on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, somebody made it on. They did like Revenge of the Sith, Clone Wars, and like that scene in Fallen Jedi,
Oh, Jedi
the
Fallen.
video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Order 66 scene.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Okay,
And-
that's different than just taking all of Revenge of the Sith and all of those episodes of Clone Wars and making a 4 to 5 hour movie.
Yeah,
I thought
like
He was trying to imply what's going on.
no, they just took like in order, like they just like pieced it together, like where Anakin turns to the dark side, and then from that point, you know, like
Okay.
execute Order 66, and
Just put
you know.
clips together of it.
yeah, it's actually really good.
Okay. I mean, I'd be interested to see like a Peter Jackson cut, 6-hour long version of the Clone Wars or Revenge of the Sith.
Can you imagine if Revenge of the Sith was actually so long? And George Lucas got the chance to put in all the storylines he had to cut. He wanted young Han Solo living amongst Wookiees.
I would have loved to seen that.
Tarzan Solo.
He also wanted Boba Fett to kill Mace Windu at one point.
Which I guess would have been something.
Wanted who to kill Mace Windu?
Boba Fett. He wanted Boba Fett to get his revenge, but couldn't fit it in the movie. I don't think that any of that ever got filmed. I know there's storyboard of it, but
13
Did you know the Millennium Falcon is in Revenge of the Sith?
yeah, it's in the
That's a
background.
plot point in the book Millennium Falcon by James Luceno. Because he explains who was the pilot and what were they doing. And it's a pretty big part of that storyline.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
that's cool. I didn't know that. I mean, I knew
it's-
that Falcon was there, but
Yeah, you have to watch like real close. I mean, it's like a
Yeah, he's
split
like
second.
yeah.
It's
I-
like
I-
in episode 1 when you can see the Enterprise.
Yeah, yeah.
See, I haven't caught that one.
Or a TIE fighter in episode 2.
Or the kitchen sink in Revenge of the Sith.
I've tried so hard to find the kitchen sink.
I have too.
I see it. I hear people always talking about it. It's in like the commentary tracks. Like, oh yeah, there's a kitchen sink. It's like, where? I
Or
see
the ice cream
Fireball.
machine in Empire Strikes Back.
The what?
The ice cream machine.
Yeah. Wilrow Hood, right?
Mhm.
What they call it?
And there's actually in the Empire Strikes Back, there's actually a shoe, or I think it's a shoe or boot, that's in the scene where there's like the ships and everything that's flying through space and everything.
I have to look into that too. The only
I've never seen that, but I've seen in the original version of Empire Strikes Back where Luke's cockpit kind of fades out of existence part for like a couple frames, and you can just see an AT-AT through where he shouldn't in the cockpit.
yeah, I remember seeing that too.
Yeah.
But you know, Matthew, what I'm excited for, I want you to finally start New Jedi Order at some point. And I know you said you want to go chronologically. And looking at my bookshelf, that's gonna take you like a decade or so.
Yeah.
Especially at your reading rate for EU.
I know. I've got all of them here, top to bottom. It's just the time. But you know, like I have a huge chunk already read with the New Republic era, which someone pointed out on one of my last streams that the X-Wing series is supposed to be included in the New Republic era. I did not read the X-Wing novels yet.
Don't waste your time on those.
You don't like those?
What?
No,
Ooh,
I did not.
hot takes here.
Ooh, about to start a war here.
I'm sorry. I'm being honest. I did not like the X-Wing series.
Which one? The Michael Stackpole ones or the Aaron Alston ones? Like
I
one
don't
was
really- I
Rogue
don't-
Squadron, one was Wraith Squadron.
A Rogue Squadron.
Rogue, okay.
I believe. I think it was like Wedge's Gamble. It was in that
the
series.
second book.
Yeah.
His Gambit is the second one. I love the covers though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the covers are nice. It's just, I just couldn't get into it. I mean, it's good. I guess it's okay. It's just, I
It's
just
not
couldn't.
your thing.
Yeah, it's just not my thing.
I
You know,
can
I like-
understand because the first book in particular, like they go in detail how like the ships work and how to fly them and everything, and
Mhm.
that can be really like.
Yeah,
It's more for like the military reader fans.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Noah, who did you answer?
You, because you said it's like a military kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. Jeremy said something in there too. I didn't know.
I don't remember what I said.
No.
But anyway, this is something I wanted to show you.
I'm gonna blow you up here.
This classic.
Oh yeah.
That was out of date as soon as they published it.
Yes, sadly. And this is something like. I know they don't want to make new Legend stuff, but this is something they could easily do.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Because a essential chronology, what it is, it's basically like a book through the decades, just telling the entire story of the Star Wars universe, all of the books, included.
That's pretty cool.
And the sad thing is, this only goes up to 2005.
Yep.
Weird.
And what does it say?
And I bet you Disney reprinted all those.
They didn't reprint this one. I had to buy a second-hand copy.
They reprinted the new Essential Guide to Weapons and Technology.
Yeah.
New Jedi Order was new, and Episode 2 was new. And
So they
And this it even says right here, updated for The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, and the New Jedi Order.
why does I hate that image of Palpatine.
Yeah.
He looks like
he looks like Reagan in The Exorcist.
yeah. Yeah.
Actually, he looks
I
like
mean-
Freddy Krueger to me.
Yeah, I can see that too.
I mean, it has artwork.
I like the Palpatine on the Shadows of the Empire artwork. It looks more
Yeah.
more
Oh, That's got to be one of my favorite books.
Really?
Yes, I love
Wait,
that one.
Good book.
The rapey book?
It's
No,
barely
I've actually the hardcover one.
Yes, look, Grievous
Yeah.
with the things.
Things on his
mouth.
face, yeah.
Yeah, because you don't know what Grievous looks like, Matthew.
I know, I'm an idiot.
And we all followed along down the rabbit hole.
Everybody, I tricked everybody.
He is your favorite character.
Ugh, there he is.
Prince
Yeah,
Zixer.
You see, that's the reason I didn't like the book, Shadows of the Empire.
Because Shizo is a rapist.
He's just a rapist, yes.
He's a bad guy. What do you
I
expect?
know. Well,
I think-
it's so gross when you think about it. Like, oh, he releases his endorphins or whatever,
It's
pheromones.
pheromone.
His pheromones, so.
But hey, Leia need him in the nuts.
One reason one thing I found cool in the book was in Return of the Jedi. You see Leia in the bounty hunter outfit, and you see Chewbacca, and he's got shorter hair than he does in the other movies. And Shadow of the Empires explains that because they were going undercover, and that's how she got the bounty hunter outfit.
Yeah.
And Chewbacca kind of got a haircut because he was posing as another
Right.
bounty hunter.
Yeah, I remember that action
So-
figure. I have that action figure.
Oh,
Can't
look at this.
the
You will
battle
never see
axe.
Luke Skywalker happy again.
Look at that.
So, real talk. Why does Luke always wear the black outfit after Jedi in
It's
the book?
his style. He
I don't
just
get
likes
it. It's literally like Hamlet. Hamlet's in mourning. That's why he's wearing black. Luke's in mourning. He's wearing black. I mean, granted, like, I appreciate in Jedi Academy he's not wearing black.
This
But,
is,
like, I was playing Jedi Outcast, and Luke's in it. And he's wearing the black outfit. And I'm like, why?
Because you recognize him in black.
well, at least they didn't do that with the canon films. At least they changed it to like brown robes.
He does have brown robes later in the expanded universe, but for
Yeah,
most
but
of the
it
time
takes
in the New Republic era, he's wearing black.
Oh, yeah, no, it is a lazy bantam thing for the most part.
Mm.
Although I will say,
It might be a
Truce of Bakura, he's not.
Yeah. It
Oh,
might
that was
be a
another
thing-
good. That was another good one.
It might have been a thing like we don't know how Jedi looked like back then because the prequels weren't made and George doesn't know himself.
Yeah,
So
well, I
they're
mean,
just
they
gonna
made
keep
that-
his outfit.
They made that attempt in Children of the Jedi to explain how the Jedi were.
Yeah.
Is it the Truce of the Bakura with the one where Ben cuts off his communication?
Yes.
No, that's
No,
You
that's
mean
Heir of the
Obi-Wan.
Empire.
Heir to
No,
the
yeah,
Empire.
yeah. That's
Okay.
no. Truce of Bakura is the one where Anakin appears to Leia.
Yes.
Yeah.
that one.
And,
And he asks for her forgiveness.
Aliens are in it.
Pure awesomeness, young Lando
Young Lando. Let me see.
without a mustache.
That doesn't look like Childish Gambino.
Yeah, I wish, like, this is as a fan project, I could probably do it myself, but it would be a lot of work. Finish this now that Legends is basically done.
For the time being.
Yeah, because this is 2005.
Yeah.
So 9 years of content.
So that image that you showed with Chewie, was that his death scene?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
in Vector Prime.
Okay.
Oh man, see that's the reason I hated that book because Chewie is like my favorite character, and I hated that they killed him in Vector Prime.
Is that the thickest Star Wars book? No,
Vector
I
Prime?
did. I went
no,
on.
no,
A,
no.
I had a Twitter conversation with someone about the thickest book,
Vision of the Future.
Vision of the Future.
That's the thickest.
Yeah, I picked that up and I was like, I picked up like some of the big ones because one of the publishers from Del Rey was like talking about it. And Adam Christopher, the author who's going to be doing the Mandalorian novel, he also wrote a Stranger Things book. But he's like, "What's the biggest expanded universe book?" And I pulled out some and I found whatever it was that you just said,
Vision of the Future.
Vision of the Future. And I shared that with him, and then the publisher guy was like, "Thanks to so and so, here's the correct answer." and I was like looking at. I took pictures of both of those books that they were talking about, and the one that I was talking about, and yeah, proved them wrong. And then he came back later and I was like, yeah, it looks like it's going to be Visions of the Future. It's like, yeah.
And you know why
I
you
thought it was Unifying Force was longer.
don't think so.
Have any
But
of
you
y'all
know-
read The Courtship of Princess Leia?
Yes, I met Dave Overton, who wrote it.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
But you know
wasn't
why
a
you
big
can
fan of it.
remember that Vision of the Future is the longest book? Because they split it in 2 books here in Germany, which is
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
such a cash grab thing.
What did they call the third part?
The Admiral's Wrath,
Oh.
which is a fine title by itself, but it doesn't fit with like Spectre of the Past, Vision of the Future, and then Admiral's Wrath.
It should have been the second Vision of the Future again.
Another Vision of the Future.
Another
A
Vision.
Vision of the Past.
Something of the present.
Here
I'm trying-
is now. I don't know.
Scent of the present.
Oh, this reminds me of
doesn't it?
something I wanted to show you guys if we have the time.
I'm here.
So since we all know the Expanded Universe books, except Matthew, but he has his shelf right behind him. The book titles, it's a little game I came up with. In Germany, when they change the titles, some of them are so batshit insane. And I wanted to make this little game. Can you guess what the title is in English? The original book, what it's called. From the
Okay.
German title. Matthew, you still there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, but you are a little bit blurry, pixely.
Am I pixely?
All right. Do you want to do it? Can I start?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So just guess what's the novel in Legends based on the German title. This one is easy, I think. Skywalker Returns.
Return of the Jedi.
Books, not the movies.
Okay, okay.
Skywalker Returns.
One of the novels. It's called in Germany Skywalker Returns.
It's not the Shadows of Mindor, is it?
No.
Jedi Search.
No.
The
I would
Champions
say-
of the Force.
What?
Champions of the Force.
No. Okay, it has 2 titles. Because now it's called Skywalker Returns, but when it was first published, it was called The New Adventures of Luke Skywalker.
The new
So what
adventure.
you're gonna guess?
Truce of Picora? I don't fucking
It's
know.
old.
It's
It's
not,
relevant.
Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
that's what I was
Yes.
just about to say. I was trying to think of the name.
No, man, I forgot about that one. Splinter of the Mind's Eye, man.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that.
That's Splinter. All right. So this one I'm just gonna tell you because you can't guess. Sometimes they keep the English title but give it a subtitle, which is stupid as hell. The book Darksaber in Germany is called Darksaber, the Death Star. What? The dumbest title I have ever heard in my life. Shadow Games. German title. Shadow Games. In the Shadows. And that's the dumbest thing I have ever heard.
That's actually pretty good.
Throw another one at us.
Another one?
Yeah.
All right. Mace Windu and the Army of the Clones.
Shatter.
Attack of the Clones.
Yes.
No. Shadow. Oh.
Yeah, Shatterpoint. Because, and it's really like that grammatically. The Army of the Clones instead of the Clone Army for whatever reason. So
Well, that's
this
also
is
the only Mace Windu book.
yeah, that makes it easy.
Yeah, for some reason I thought that was Cess's Deception. Shatterpoint.
No,
That's
oh,
the Fisto book.
Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Biodroids.
And the Biodroids?
Is that
Yes.
Cestus Deception?
Yes, that's the German title for some reason. Okay, this is a trilogy Okay, title 1, The Pilot, The Hunted, The King of Smugglers.
The Han Solo trilogy?
Which one?
AC Crispin?
Yes.
Weird.
The last one gave it away. Let's see. Oh, this one is easy, but it's funny. Kidnapping to Dathomir.
Courtship of Princess Leia.
Yes. That one is really bad.
So Dathomir.
Dathomir originally was a Dave Wolverton thing.
That's Darth Maul's home planet, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see.
Son of Dathomir.
Yeah. The double canon Marvel comic.
Yeah. You were asking about this one.
Yeah, I thought I was going to buy it off of you. You were going to sell it.
Yeah. I have a couple stacks right here that I was going to keep.
So, this is the second book of a trilogy, The Dark Side of the Force.
Dark Apprentice.
No.
Dark Force Rising?
Yes.
Dark Force. Okay.
So, alright, this one. Escape into the Unknown.
Escape into the unknown. Sounds like the Crystal Star. Escape into the unknown.
That one's hard.
Wild Space?
No. It's, okay, hint. It's a Bantam era book.
Oh, God. That doesn't narrow it down enough.
It's
And
a
there-
New Republic era book.
It's a what?
Republic.
A New Republic era book.
What is it? What did you say the name was?
Escape into the Unknown. What could this be story-wise?
Escape.
I think you have even read it years ago.
New Rebellion?
No.
Black Fleet Crisis.
No. It's the first book of a trilogy.
Ambush at Corellia.
No.
Is it Jedi Search?
Yes.
What?
Jedi Search. It's
Oh.
called Escape into the Unknown in Germany. Because if you remember in the story, Han Solo escapes to the... What's it called?
Oh, yeah, when he meets Kip. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The Maw, where he meets Darla, that's it. The Ghost of the Dark Lord. That's easy, I think.
The Ghost of the Dark Lord.
This can pretty much only be one book, if you ask me.
Death Troopers? Or Red Harvest?
The Ghost of the Dark Lord. Remember?
No.
Dark Lord. The Rise of Darth Vader.
No.
Darth Plagueis?
No. Which story features the ghost of a Dark Lord? Which book?
Exar Kun.
Champions of the Force?
No.
Dark Apprentice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dark
Okay,
Apprentice.
I couldn't remember the second book's title for the.
Alright. This one is pretty easy. Palpatine's Eye.
See, Brady knows where it's
Children of the Jedi.
Yeah. Correct, Children of the Jedi. It's called Palpatine's Eye, which
Because
is
of Giant Palpatine.
not no. In Germany, you could say Eye of Palpatine, but in German, that's too. That's a word salad.
Sexual.
It's like Palpatine's Eye is simpler.
I make myself laugh sometimes.
Yeah. It's a good title, actually. It got me excited when I first discovered the book. It was like Palpatine's Eye. It plays after episode 6. Oh, what's that book? And then I read it. And then I wanted to die.
Then you read Planet of Twilight. You
And
really
it was
want.
even worse. So this is one we mentioned. It's called The Rebel's Mission in German. Yes, I know these titles are awful.
They're so generic.
Yeah, it's
Ian,
a Bantam era book. New Republic
It
era.
was New Rebellion.
No,
what did you say the title was?
The Rebels Mission.
The Rebels Mission.
That's the problem when the titles are so generic, it could be any book.
Yeah.
Sakura?
Is it the Truce of
No.
Ambush at Corellia. I'm naming the ones we've already named off that haven't been.
It's not Tatooine Ghost, is it?
No.
It's Bantam era. Tatooine Ghost is a Del Rey book.
Oh.
So
Planet of
Michael
Twilight?
didn't like it. That's a little hint.
What's up?
Michael didn't like the book.
Oh, the Witch's Gambit?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And this brings me right to the next title, Attack on Coruscant.
That would be the Kratos Trap? Or the Back
No.
War?
No.
No.
Attack on Coruscant? I have to look at my books and I don't have any.
Last Command?
No.
I'm thinking of every time Coruscant's been attacked.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, we might as well guess that.
Episode 3, Attack on Coruscant.
Balance Point?
No.
Actually, Coruscant's not even attacked in Balance Point.
New Republic era.
New Republic era? Dark Empire?
No.
Attack on Coruscant and the New Republic. I Jedi?
No.
No.
Oh, wait till I get to this one. So,
Wait, that would be. Wait.
we were close. It was an X-Wing novel.
Oh.
It is an X-Wing novel.
Which one? Would you guess? The one where it makes the least sense to call it Attack on
It's the
Coruscant.
fourth one, right? That's when we siege Coruscant. And I just can't remember what.
No.
Solo Command?
No. The dumbest possible one you could pick. To like slap
Iron
the
Fist?
title. No.
Wraith Squadron?
No.
Rogue Squadron.
Yes.
They attack Coruscant and Rogue Squadron?
No, they don't. That's the
Oh!
point.
Wasn't Coruscant attacked in the New Rebellion?
No, Coruscant was... So, Attack on Coruscant, they mean like... They take it from the Imperials, which happens in Book 2, Wedge's Gamble. But for some reason, they named the first book Rogue Squadron, where Coruscant isn't important. They name it Attack on Coruscant. They are genius.
I'm horrible at this.
Yeah, I know.
This one is also pretty generic.
Me too.
The Fight of the Jedi.
The what of the Jedi?
The Fight of the Jedi.
Era?
What?
What era?
And New Republic.
Fight of the Jedi. This just sounds like I Jedi.
Yes.
I got one.
I mean, to be fair, Corrin and Luke fight in that. And Corrin wins because Michael Stackpole put himself as a character that's the greatest Jedi ever.
I have to reread these books. I'm telling you. There's some stuff I don't remember. There are things that I do remember.
Okay, so let's move on to New Jedi Order. So first off, what New Jedi Order is called in Germany? The Heir to the Jedi Knights, which sounds better in German, to be fair.
What does it sound like in German?
You mean the German title?
Yes.
Das Erbe der Jedi-Ritter.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, it sounds nice enough. And so I'm just gonna give you a couple of titles because they are impossible, because they are so generic. Okay, first one, The Renegades.
The Renegades. Dark Tide 1 Onslaught?
No.
No, it would be... What's the book before Dark Journey?
Star by Star?
No.
No. Traitor.
Nope. Oh, Michael's gone.
Oh, he's back.
The Unifying Force.
No.
The
Final
Quite,
Prophecy.
quite the opposite.
Vector Prime?
Yes.
Well, what? Why would you call it that?
I don't know. Ask the German publisher. So let's see. I'm gonna do them out of order. That makes it more fun. So this one should be easy. Anakin and the Yuuzhan Vong.
Oh, Star by Star.
No.
No, before that. Destiny's Way.
No.
Destiny's Way's after that. My bad.
Yeah.
You're talking about the Edge of Victory,
Yes. Which one?
Which one? Yeah,
Conquest.
Yes.
that's the one where he starts to get the lower class of Vong. The what are they
Shamed
called?
ones.
The shamed ones.
Shamed ones. Hmm.
Yeah.
That title makes at least some sense.
Yes.
And then The Promise.
The Promise.
Final Prophecy.
No.
Dark Tide 1.
No.
The Unifying Force.
No. We were close to it already.
Balance Point?
No.
Reunion.
No.
We were there before.
What is it, Mike?
Traitor?
I don't know.
Traitor.
No.
Dark Journey.
No.
Destiny's Way.
No.
Dark Tide.
Onslaught.
Agents
No.
of Chaos.
No.
This is
Not many books left. We almost got it.
I don't know.
Balance Point. I already guessed that.
Edge of Victory Rebirth.
Yes.
Oh, hey, there we go.
So this one, Jaina's Escape.
Dark Journey.
Yes. That was easy.
Yeah, because the Jaina's main character in that one.
The Black Tide.
Black Tide.
Dark Tide?
Which one?
The second one.
No.
The first
one.
Yes. The first one. This title is, I'm sorry, I couldn't translate it any other way. The Doom.
The Doom.
Doom.
the whole series.
Yeah, I know.
That's at least the first 18 books. Star by Star.
No.
Rebel Dream.
No.
Destiny's Way.
No.
Final Prophecy.
No.
Unifying Force.
No.
Remnant.
No.
Agents of Chaos.
No.
Balance Point.
Force
No.
Heretics.
No.
Ooh, not even Force Heretics.
No
Okay.
one's guessing in the comments. Where are you people at? Come on.
The Doom. Which book could it be?
Rebel Band.
Stand up and look.
It's not Rebel Dream or Rebel Stand.
Nope. Not Enemy Lines.
Traitor?
No.
Dark
Did I guess that already?
Wait, Matthew, what did you just say?
Dark Tide 2.
Yes.
What is Dark Tide 2?
Ruin.
Dark Tide 2 Ruin is called The Doom. For some reason.
Hmm.
This one's pretty creative. The Downfall.
The Downfall sounds like a refugee.
No.
Destiny's Way.
Traitor.
No, no,
Star by Star.
no,
Unifying Force.
no,
Final Prophecy.
no,
Onslaught.
A Practical Man.
no.
Chewbacca.
Agents of Chaos.
What?
Agents of Chaos. Jedi Eclipse.
Close.
Balance Point. No, that's not.
It's an Agent of
Hero
Chaos.
Trial. Hero Trial.
Yes, Hero's Trial. So, The Last Chance.
Final Prophecy.
No,
That would make sense, though.
Refugee.
no,
Balance Point.
no,
Traitor.
Star by Star.
no.
I'm so tired.
Jedi Eclipse.
Jedi Eclipse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
All
I'm
right.
going to sign off here. I have to work in the morning.
Yeah, it's probably time for. It's about 1 o'clock here. You're probably getting your morning, afternoon over there right now, right? 7, 8 o'clock.
8 already. Yeah.
Yeah.
I took the day off yesterday. I just told my boss, "Here, can I have Friday? You know, not much to do."
So what are you going to be doing the rest of your day? You gonna be reading?
Probably a little bit to get this over with.
Okay.
We all know what Quality's going to be doing. He's going to be on my OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish editing some videos.
Yeah, for you, Matthew.
Yeah. Yeah.
As I hide my face here.
You
Keep
got.
my activity.
You have a TikTok, right? You guys need to go check out Mikey. Is that what you use where you make all your funny videos?
TikTok, and then I upload them to YouTube.
Okay. What's your channel?
On
You wanna
TikTok,
share?
on TikTok, it's Michael Bray 58.
Michael Bray 58. Okay. Well, Noah, everybody can find Noah over at Quality Autism. And of course, we got Stupid Chainsaw Productions down there in the corner. Thank you all for joining. So,
Almost 4 hours.
yeah,
Pretty
almost
good.
good.
I've sat for 4 hours.
Almost. 10 minutes short. That's fine. One of these days, I'm going to do a 24. 24 hour. No, I'm not. I'm
We're
going
gonna
to
do
do
a
it.
Star Wars movie marathon.
I'll try to do a 12-hour. That'd be fun. Of
Dude,
course,
if we did a 24-hour Star Wars marathon, we'd all have to meet up in real life, and I'd be very drunk for most of it.
Hey, I'm in.
Well, you guys
I could live on Star Wars.
yeah. Just have to fly quality over here.
Or you come here.
Where we go?
No,
You can taste
that's
German
not
beer,
economically
Jeremy.
sound. You have to take a boat here.
Get
That's the only way to get from where
in
you
a
are.
box. Yeah, get in a box and ship yourself over.
FedEx.
Oh, gosh, FedEx. That's funny. Okay, well, guys, thanks for watching and thanks for joining. Bye.
Stay Gucci.
Bye.
Gotta hit the end stream.